She did everything. She did everything that the doctor said. Followed the plan, the whole 9 yards. And every time she went in, and she was like, "Can I go? Can I go?" But she still wasn't well enough to travel, make that trip, because she still had to have the dialysis. She was done with the radiation and the chemo, but she still had to have the dialysis. And um, they had it available on the island, but she wasn't at the point to where she could go back there and that their dialysis would meet what her needs were, right?
Right. Right.
So finally the day came, and they told her, okay, she was done with all her treatments. She was done with the dialysis. They scaled it back. She was doing good to where she only had to go every other week for dialysis. So they made a break for it. Hey guys, hey guys. I see there's some people out there.
Hi,
Welcome, welcome.
guys.
I'm just talking about a story right now, and then we'll talk about some other stuff. But anyway, welcome in. Don't be afraid to say, hey,
Hi, Pam.
hey, Miss Pam, how are you, dear? Good to see you. Okay, so I'm telling Arizona a story about a documentary that I just watched about dolphins in this lake. It was so, hey, Chris, it was so touching to me. Hey, Barbara, how are you, dear? How are you? And so, anyway, so, okay, so now she's made it. She has a 1 week window that she's well enough to travel back to the Turks and Caicos. So now she's worried that JoJo has forgot about her because it's been a little over 2 years um, since she's been back. So they load up on the boat, and now here's this is cool to me. So the dolphins, because they run on vibrations and stuff, each boat motor has its own vibrations or whatever, frequencies or whatever, that the dolphins can pick up. So they know, if when he hears that vibration from that boat, he knows it's her boat.
Yeah, right. He recognizes the sound.
Right. And it's just like all the other boats, because there's other charter captains and stuff that take people out on charters. And Jojo and the dolphins and Bo and all them, they go up to their boats. They know who's who in the boats, right?
Right.
So when she finally made it back, it took her 3 days. They went out on the water for probably 6, 7 hours each day, um, waiting to see if they can find JoJo or he can find them or whatever. So the fourth day, here he comes. He hears the vibration, and he shows up next to the boat. And the woman, they were just getting ready to turn around because she was getting so weak. Because being out in the sun and all that kind of stuff tears you down, drains you down. And if you're already sick, it's anyway. They were just getting ready to turn around, and he shows up. So she got in the water with him, and it was like he never forgot her. They played their games, like they call her the Dolphin Whisperer. Actually, the name of the movie, guys, or the documentary, or whatever it's called, it was on the Discovery Channel, and it's called Dances with Dolphins. Is the movie or whatever that I'm talking about that I just watched? Tore me up, y'all. Tore me up. So anyway, so she got in the water, and it like totally, seeing him again and swimming with him, it was like a total uplifting for her. It was like she wasn't even sick and weak and frail anymore once she got in the water with him. So then she was getting tired. So she got back on the boat, and then they started off. Now, what the dolphin did, JoJo, is he swims behind the boat. And that's also another trait of that dolphin, because most dolphins will follow you in the front of the boat. But he likes the propulsion from the back of the boat because it helps
Right.
them swim along too, right?
Yeah. It takes
So
some of the energy out of it. Yeah. They can just coast with
it's kind of like
the
NASCAR. You pick up the draft from another car, and
yeah,
it
exactly.
pushes you on. Okay. So anyway, So she's in the bed, she's sitting on the back of the boat, and you can see the woman is just smiling and radiation. It was like she wasn't even sick at that point. Of course, she's still sick, but it just overtakes her. And it's like she says, for that time, she forgets that she's sick. And it's like she's just brand new again, right? So anyway, so they're going on, and the dolphins follow him. And what he does, if he wants to take them somewhere, he'll go, and then he'll veer off, and then that's their clue. Okay, slow down. We're gonna follow him now. Now he's leading them. So JoJo takes her to Bo. Now Bo, you guys, is another mother dolphin that is kind of like big mama of the dolphin world. So when the other dolphins have to go off and get food or whatever, somebody's got to watch the babies. And she's Bo. And the lady named her Bo after Bo Derek because she's just beautiful. And she takes all the babies in. So JoJo, and she hadn't seen the lady in 2 years either. So JoJo was taking her to say, hey, here she is, right? Hey guys, Ginger, Barbara, Chris, Pamela, Christine. Hi, Christine, we ain't seen you in a while. Liz, good to see you. Good to see all of you. We're going to do some talking, but I want to finish my little story first.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Liz.
So she goes, and when I say she swims with them, she is in their pod. She is like in the middle, and they are all around her, right? And so it was like they have this communication, they play games and stuff like that their way. Anyway, so it was like they were so happy to see her. Like, where you been, lady? You know? So it was a wonderful reunion, and the lady has beat her cancer for now.
I was gonna say, I hope she didn't die.
She did. Now I'm gonna tell you, I was crying enough. If that woman would have died, I wouldn't even be here right now. I'd still be in there crying.
Oh my.
But it's just
I got to see that movie.
The power.
You said it's on Discovery Channel?
Discovery Channel, yeah. The lady's name is Jay something, but she's a horse trainer. But her name is Dances with Dolphins, and the two main dolphins are JoJo and Bo. And it's a beautiful story. It's just a beautiful, heartwarming, put a smile on your face story of the love and the amazing things that can happen between a person and an animal.
Bonding, yes.
Yeah. So and you guys, I love dolphins. I have swam with dolphins. So it really touched me. And anybody, it will touch. It's something where, and you guys, I don't watch TV. Although that you know me, I don't watch TV. There's very few, and how that happened to be on. I took me a nap. I woke up, that was on, just started. It was like, oh, you were meant to see that. So anyway, it's good. It's good to see. So welcome, ladies. I'm so glad y'all came over. I was kind of waiting until y'all finished, and I was hoping some of y'all would come over. First, I'd like to talk about just sellers, buyers, mods, you know, what I think that should be happening with that kind of stuff. I want y'all's opinion. I also have had a thought that maybe all of us ladies can get together and I have a group, a club, whatever you want to call it, a meeting, like once a month or something, and that we could all get together and just talk about stuff. Thank you, Liz. No worries, girl. I still never got to get Shauna nothing. I was trying, but I wasn't coming in there good. I tried. I'll make up for it though. But anyway, yeah. So I was thinking like maybe we could all get together and do something. We could all meet like once a month or something and just talk about sales and, you know, any suggestions that we can all get together and do better. Any thoughts about that, y'all? put it in there. Anybody want? I tell you what. Hold up. Hold up. I don't know if I can do it. I think I can. I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in there. So if anybody wants to come up with us, I would love for you guys and get some input. Now I ain't great at technology, but I think I can do it. I should just be able to go over here and hit the invite, copy the link, and put it in the chat. Right, guys? We're going to try it. Copy.
You would think. You would think you could
Well,
be
it
able
sounds
to do
just too easy, and things like that usually just don't work. Right?
that. Well, just do what you do.
Go
Copy the
me!
link.
Go me! Hold on. Here it comes.
Did you get it? Oh, you did.
I did. So, if anybody, don't be shy. Come on up. And let's talk, guys. Let's just, but I think that because you guys' market actually is what has set this off for me, and I was like, let's do this, let's do that, because at the end of the day, it is about women helping women. It always has been for me, and I know that some people form opinions because they listen to others, and I guess that's human nature, y'all. But I feel like that maybe there's a lot of stuff out there that is incorrect, and I just think that we can all be friends. We don't need to have no haters. If we all support each other and don't do all the other craziness, it would be a wonderful community. It's a great community now. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it could be so much better for all of us, not just one, all of us. And I have enjoyed being at you guys' market the last couple days. I felt very welcome, and I appreciate that. And that might not have been.
I felt very welcome too.
Mm-hmm. Michelle and I, we had a good time. Hey, Teresa, welcome. Right, Barbara. And I'll tell you guys this. So I kind of have a motto, right? I don't have a problem with anyone unless I have a problem with you. So like if Susie don't like you, that I don't care. If I haven't had a problem with you, well, Susie's opinion means nothing to me. But I feel like,
You're using the wrong name.
Why Susie? Why is Susie wrong?
Because we have a Susie.
Oh, Susan. Oh. Okay.
We need a fictitious name like
Daisy. Daisy's. I like Daisy.
Yeah, that's right. You're Daisy. I'm Donald.
I always wanted to be named Daisy, so we'll do Daisy. Okay.
Okay. Use Daisy as the example.
Right. So, but you guys get where I'm going, really, with the whole thing, and because we were so welcome over there, I was like, I had to do a whole lot of thinking, and I was like, well, why can't we all get along? That's a Kenny Chesney song, by the way. And truly benefit and work together for everyone, not just one person. And if there any bad blood out there, I think now's a great time for everyone to just reset. Hey, comes Liz. Hold up. Let me see her.
Hi,
hello,
ladies.
Dear. How are you?
I found the conversation very interesting. So I want to say a few things also about what you're talking about, because it is important to me.
It is, and I've been inspired too. So
I saw this come up while I was ending my chat with Shauna. And I asked her about it. I said, what's going on with that? And she says, oh, probably she's changing things in her in the way she does her sales and so on. I was like,
And
okay.
I am.
And I came in because I'm gonna be honest, and I'm very upfront, and I'm always honest.
Please be.
And that's
Please.
one thing that I am judged in this community by a lot of ladies because of what they hear about me. And this is how I feel about that. If you're going to judge me based on what you hear and not myself, then you know what? I don't need you as a friend, because that means you just go with the flow. You're a follower, you're not a leader. And I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, honestly. You know, I've heard plenty of things that you ladies don't like me. And you came to my market, and I welcome you, because you know what? I don't want to be that person that says, well, I heard that they don't like me, so I'm not going to like them back. That's childish. I didn't go through these things in high school, so I refuse to go through them now. But, you know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's important that women stick together. And the sad part about this is that these women, a lot of them say they want to stick together and empower and uplift ladies. And they don't do that. They tear you down. And when you're down, they kick you. They punch you. They beat you. And I've had it done. I've had it done when my mom passed away. I've had it done when I was going through a lot of things in my life. And people don't care. And then they throw things in your face. So I want to extend, you know, let's do it. Let's have a do-over.
That's what I said.
The olive branch.
Let's have a do-over. And honestly, we all just need to forgive and forget whatever has been said and move on, because if not, I mean, we're always going to be stuck. And it's almost like you have this community here, this community there, when we're all doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
so why do we have like 20 communities?
And here's the thing with that, Liz, and you're exactly right. And I've been in that same situation for about 2 years, and people have judged me and don't even know me or have been to my sale and have just trashed me. But like, here I am. And that's why I said I'm going to start this, and we're going to, you know, I want people to see that if they have formed an opinion about me, it's wrong. But I think people should have my motto. I don't have a problem with you until I have a problem with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hi, Teresa.
Hey, lady.
You know, yesterday I had a conversation with someone. You know, I messaged them because the way they came into the market was not appropriate. And honestly, the market, I created it because it's about everyone. We're all one. We're united, and if we're united, things work better than when we're divided. I honestly believe that. And it turned out she started throwing all these other things at me that weren't even part of the discussion. And long story short, we parted ways, and I'm okay with that. But she threatened to share the chat that she and I were having, like threatening me. And I don't care, because what I said there, I stand by it. I am judged. I'm judged constantly. And I hear it through my friends. My friends tell me, yes, you are talked about constantly, the things that are being said. And I get it, but I don't care, honestly. So to all of you that are listening out there, because you have some lurkers up above,
yeah,
listen up. Say what you want about me, and I'm good. And I would love to have a relationship with you ladies, and for us to come together. And yeah, definitely, let's do things together and see. I think we can all do good things.
Yeah, because look, this is what I find, you guys, and you guys, you might see it the same way I do. So, you know, I have ladies that are, you know, I love them. They're there to support me every Thursday. Well, you know, every time I'm on, I have these ladies, you know, but look, we all know that all the circles overlap, right? So, you know, you guys, not you guys, but I'm just saying, you know, these people have a sale over here, and I'll call them my people, because They come, and then there's other people in there that don't care for me. So then they hear blah, blah, blah. And then this people over here, some of them go and then they're friends with them, but they hear blah, blah, blah. So then I kind of feel like it's like, well, I'm still going to go and I'm going to support D, but I ain't going to tell nobody because I don't want them to be like, they don't want to hear crap from the people who don't like me.
Yep.
And that's not fair to me or them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's not.
But people will form an opinion. And what bothers me is, and this goes for anybody out there listening, if you have heard something, just come to me. We can talk about it. I can tell you, yes, it's true. No, it's not. Whatever. If that's what it takes to, I'm going to say, just end all the nonsense. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you. But if the best way, I think, is just do a reset. Okay, we'll start all over, everybody, and I hope that others, maybe they don't want to come up or be seen in the chat or whatever, but we can all get along.
It's not for everybody, because some people just feel like if they speak up, it's drama. I don't feel like it's drama. I feel it's like putting it out there. I was subscribed to your channel for years. For a few years I was subscribed. And then all of a sudden, oh, D doesn't like you. I'm like, why? I've never even had 2 words with this woman, but go to her sales or say hello. I'm like, and Michelle, I don't even know Michelle.
That's what I was just going to say.
Michelle, and I'm like, I don't even know her. How could she not like me? And this is what I hear.
Interesting, because, yeah, how could I not like you if I don't even know you?
Thank you. And I'm just like, it's amazing to me the things that go on in this community. Oh yes, I caught you, Barbara, talking about me.
Barbara's
the culprit of it all. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Just because, let's put Barbara on the spotlight since she wants to be a brat.
Tell Barbara to come up.
Let's say if Barbara was not a friend, if she didn't like one of you and I'm friends with you, I'm going to be friends with you, and Barbara will have to be okay with it. Barbara speaks to a lot of people that don't like me. I'm okay with it. I don't care, and it's fine, because I trust Barbara enough to not betray me.
Yeah, I haven't seen Barbara in a couple years, but I've probably been subscribed to her since 2018, 2019. And then because I'm subscribed to so many people, when the notifications come up, if I see Ginger Scraps and Crafts, I'm like, who's that? But
we were trying to figure that out.
Because she changed her name.
Who is that ginger person?
I'm like, who's that?
Let me tell you something. I love that woman. She has been through things with me, thick and thin, and I can't, because it just wants to make me cry, because honestly, her, Katie, and Shauna now have been like true blue friends. There was misunderstandings with Shauna because people wanted to go and tell her lies. And, she found out for herself that they weren't true. And thank God we're friends. But that's what it takes to get, true friendships should be able to talk if there's a problem. And if there's a problem, fix it. You can fix so much with talking.
Exactly.
And this ugliness of just people, it's getting worse and worse. And honestly, since I've been with these group of ladies and the ladies that I've been meeting in the market, everything's good. I have to say that I'm good with a lot of these ladies. I've gotten to know them, and I want to do the same with you guys. And I hope you guys accept that, and we can get through this. And I just didn't say anything to you guys because I was like, I don't want to argue with people that I don't know.
Exactly. Now, I will tell you this about me. Mm-hmm. And those who know me know this to be a true. And I feel like, and this is what I wanted to touch on too, about buyers, sellers, mods. So I am a real stickler about my rules. I have rules for a reason.
Oh, okay? Me too.
All right. Anybody who knows me, who's ever shopped with me, my sale's on Thursday. You'll get an invoice Friday, Saturday at the latest. It's due upon receipt. However, I do give you until Sunday at 5 to pay. That means it needs to be paid by Sunday at 5. Now, if you have a problem, I will work with anyone. Okay, communication is a big deal for anything. I don't care if it's a sale, you're buying a car, you're going to McDonald's. Communication, and so I say, okay, reach out to me. Don't ghost me. So then you've got the people, and I know it happens to all of us. It's not just me, or maybe not. Maybe it is just me. So you have the people that say, okay, D, I can't pay until such and such a day. Okay. If we agree upon that, when that day comes, it needs to be paid. If it's not, I'm done. I can't, because this is what happens. If you don't, you're disrespecting me, and we all know how much work it is to put on a show. And when the show ends, that don't mean the work ends. It's still going on for the next day. You're doing your shipping and your packaging and you're sending your invoice. You've done all this work. And it's real easy for people who are just buyers, because they don't understand the other side when you're a seller, how much work truly goes into a sale. And then you get people, you've done all that, you got their box sitting right there. And this has just happened to me in my last sale. You got their boxes sitting right there and they don't pay. That truly irritates me. I will cut you off in a heartbeat, because I'm not going to waste my time and energy to be disrespected like that, or however you guys would look at it or call it, whatever, And then there are people who have that habit all the time. And there's a difference between, okay, I tell you at the beginning of a sale, in the rules, please do not shop if you can't pay your bill by Sunday at 5. I mean, they're not hard. They're not written in Japanese, I don't think people take the time sometimes to read the rules. So if a new person comes in, I'm a lot more lenient. I give them a couple times, try and help them understand the rules. If anybody has a question, I always ask any comments, questions, concerns, so we can work it out, so you understand your responsibility as a buyer, and I understand my responsibility as a seller. Now, I'll follow through on my part. I expect you to follow through on your part. And when you don't, I don't need that kind of people. And so I'll cut you off. So I know some of that comes from, oh, D is a B. Well, why am I the B? Because I want you to pay your bill. I don't understand that.
And I respect that, because, yeah, everybody's different. I respect that. I feel differently about how people pay me, because I know everybody's pocket is different.
Tell me how
I
you
don't
feel about
have
that.
a set time. I don't set a limit for them to pay me, because I know some of our ladies have disability, and they live on a fixed income, and that's different.
Now, I do have ladies that are on a fixed income, and they pay me once a month, but they pay me.
Right.
I don't wait a month, and
But yeah, no, it shouldn't take a month. But I do work with people, and I agree with you. Communication is very important. If you don't tell me you're gonna pay me this day or whatever, and I have to go and ask you, I don't like to chase people for money. It's not comfortable.
I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't have to. And here's the other thing. It really irks me. I send you email, or if I send you a text, you ghost me for like 4 days. And then it's like, oh, I'll respond now. Look, you're just playing with me. I don't, it's just nonsense. And it's unnecessary bull, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm black and white.
Okay.
There's a gray area. I will work with you. But there's a difference between shopping and knowing you can't pay it by Sunday and then giving me a story, or shopping and something truly happens and you can't pay it. I will work with anybody. So don't think that, okay, it's Sunday at 5. No, but you have to communicate. You can't ghost somebody,
I agree.
and that
Don't
really
judge
hurt.
me, guys. I'm drinking a Frosty.
You go, girl. I had a
Yum.
Now,
early.
nobody talk about me.
Um, but this,
Yeah.
but this
No,
is what
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I've heard this from another seller also where, she's had the situation where somebody's owed her money but they went and they were shopping at quite a few sales.
girl, that gets me hot. If you owe me money and I see you shopping somewhere else, that's just like, really? Now, I don't know. Maybe they have an agreement with that where they're shopping that
Right.
they can pay the bill. So, but still, it's a bad look, and it puts But I keep to myself. I don't say nothing to those people. But if you tell me you're going to pay me on the 7th after we made an arrangement because you couldn't pay, Teresa says she wants a Frosty too now.
Here you go, Teresa. Take a sip.
Then I expect, I don't want to hear, oh, well, this happened now, and now I can't pay, because we all know that it's just buying time. And then some people just have a shopping problem, and they can't pay for it. And they know they can't pay for it, and they say me anyway. But what happens then is it takes away from the person who could have paid for it, who wanted it, and I could have been paid for it. But now I have 2 boxes, but that doesn't bother me, you guys, because I know I can sell it again. It's not a big deal. What bothers me is the principle and the time that I put in it to pretty much get crept on. And I just don't think it's fair. And this is what I want to know from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it? Because okay, so I've never heard it. And it's not in writing anywhere in the YouTube world about selling. Why is it that we protect the people who are like that?
I don't know. Yeah, I have a weak spot. I'm weak, D. I am weak. I admit it.
Oh my goodness.
Look,
I am weak. No,
I got a big heart.
For me, honestly, it's just I know that I've struggled. When you're growing up, you struggle and whatever, and you want things and such. So when I see someone that wants it, I have one lady that she wasn't working and she really wanted some items, and she asked if she could pay a certain time, and I felt bad and I gifted her the stuff, because I don't want her to struggle to just get something for her to craft. That's how I am. And somebody else might look at it like, oh, she's just begging, and that's not how I see it. But I can't, I don't know, I just don't have it in me. I have a soft spot. I'm weak. Don't laugh
And that's
at
not
me,
a bad
Michelle.
trait, Liz. That's not a bad trait. I don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't care, but business is business.
Yeah, well, my business would go under in a day.
But okay, so I see Barbara said she's making a list, and this was my point with all of us getting together once a month, and we can talk about things like that. Say, hey, heads up, this happened with this person. You might want to, I mean, it's just, I think it would kind of help us all if we communicated, if we got together once a month, because look, at the end of the day, there are people out there who will use you and take advantage of your weakness. And the more you let them get away with it, the more they do it. And because this has just happened to me, and this is also why we're talking about this,
Uh-huh.
But if I say, and I've given you the time, the extra time, and then I get another story, and then, okay, I'll give you 2 more days. There's going to time when I say done, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Because you're not living up to your word. And the funny thing is, this particular person has come to my sale before. And I was like, I've heard this before. I keep every email. I went back to a year ago, pulled up the emails, and it's the same story. It's like she copied and pasted it onto the new email. It's her MO.
Right.
And I'm just done with those kind of people. It's unnecessary.
It is. I mean,
And
if it's a
it,
constant, yes, it is.
it is.
I mean, it's sad that it gets to that, but
But if you enable people like that, then it continues. And then they say, oh, well, I'm going to go over here and do it. But if all of us don't communicate, oh, there's Barbara. Check come
you
on,
just call
Barbara.
me an enabler, D.
Yep.
Don't you get me
did.
in trouble,
She
Liz.
did.
Yeah, she just rolled right over that.
Don't get me in trouble. Hi, Barbara.
Hey,
How are you, dear?
Barbara.
She says
yes.
he says I'm too nice too. So
It's hard for me, honestly. I
Michelle.
understand, and I think people that do that don't realize that. I don't know if I don't think it's done maliciously. I think there's more to the story than we may realize. I mean, I don't know. I've dealt with somebody like that, and I always feel like there's more to it than just them not. I don't know. I'm weak. I'm sorry. I don't have an answer. Forget it.
I'm going to call you Arizona Junior, Liz.
Oh
'Cause
Lord,
she's the same way. She's the same way.
Michelle,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm your
Yeah.
child.
And I'm like, Arizona, please. Come on now, What?
I wish. I mean, I don't know. My husband and my daughter say the same thing. Ma, you are so weak when
Well,
it
it's
comes
not
to
a
stuff
bad
like
trait.
that.
It's not a bad trait. It's just where it's applied.
I think also too, I've had a lot of good friends. I've had a lot of people in this community be very good to me, and I never. To me, I find maybe it's my way of paying it forward. I mean, I've had a lot of friends that were good to me. Barbara's one,
But
and
Liz,
yes,
that kindness can only go so far.
I get it, but you know me.
I know you're a big softy, big pushover, but
Hmm.
you're only going to give away so much.
I know, and I get what you're saying. I do. I
Yes,
understand, and I
Sorry.
understand your point. And I don't see people as a bad person when they are tired of someone constantly doing that to them. I get
right.
it.
Yeah. And it has to be done over and over. Except for me, it depends on if how big the order is and how hard they tried to get that order. And then they stiff me for months and months. Oh, I'm going to. Yeah, no, not happening again. I had a business before, and I wouldn't let them do that in my business, in my brick and mortar store. I mean, you can't.
I agree, Skylar. I would never. I know people will call people out on a live. I would never do that because
I don't think so. I
that
couldn't do it.
person, one, it could be, I don't want to sound insensitive by saying it can be a mental issue that they're going through, and you're calling someone out and just making them feel worse about themselves. But I would speak to the person.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never called anybody out. Don't get me wrong. I have
No.
never
I know
called-
people that have done it and have no problem doing it. I can't do it.
But what I'm asking is
Mm-hmm.
why do we not call them out? Because at the end of the day, then we're the bad guy when all we want them to do is pay their bill that they created. I'm going to give you for instance, because Barbara, it was good that you said that. So the 2 boxes that I'm talking about, the order came to $479.
Whoa.
Now,
Yep.
I'm going to tell you this. You guys are probably going to think I'm crazy. Okay? The agreement was I'll pay you on this day, D. Okay, that D came, that came and went. So, okay, D, I'm going to pay you on this day. Okay. This day came and went. Now, I sent a text. I said, I I was very firm. I wasn't ugly. Now, that person might have took it as an ugly text, but I said, I am now done. You are no longer welcome at my sale. Now, after this person has ghosted me for these days, once I sent that text and I told her, I even gave her another 6 hours, guys, mean old me. Okay. I said, okay, if this is not paid by midnight tonight, and it's not just me, it's Michelle and Susan. She owed all three of us and gave us all three the same sob story, which I'm telling you, I went back and it's like the girl copied and pasted the stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because she comes here and she's not a regular like my girls. So anyway, time came and went. Last night at midnight was her time. So all of a sudden now today, it's a big emergency. This girl has texted me 14 times. Now she's still telling me the same story. Okay. Look, at this point, all your personal problems are not my problem. She sent me the money. I refunded it. Simple as that. Yeah, I took a $479 loss, but here's my philosophy. I've told you, it's like a kid, okay? If you tell a kid, if you don't clean your room, you're going to get in trouble. And they don't clean their room and you do nothing about it. It's the same principle to me. And then it's going to continue and continue and continue. So I'm done. I took the 400. As soon as I heard PayPal go bing, I knew what it was because she's reaching out. She's desperate now. Well, you should have been a little more communicating and not ghosting me and giving me all this bullshit. Sorry about my language, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But I meant it. When I worked with you, and no, I'm done. So I still have the stuff and I'm okay with that because I know I can resell it. What upsets me is the time and energy that I put into it. And the other fact was the other ladies were bidding on it and wanted it, but she kept coming in. And you guys know on my sale, if you've ever been to my sale, and I know a lot of people aren't happy that I do it that way. I don't go down the line like you guys do. And I'm going to tell y'all why I do that. And a lot of people get it and a lot of people don't. They still don't think it's fair. But this is why I do that. So if I have 10 of something and I go down the line, then now I've got 10 people with one $5 item. Okay. And maybe they'll get something else. Maybe they won't. At the end of the day, out of those 10 people, I'm going to say there's going to be 3 people that are not going to pay their bill. So now I have 3 things that somebody else could have got. But I went down the line trying to be fair. And now I'm stuck with these 3. But if I have a person that comes in and say all, they're going to pay for it 9 out of 10 times because they wanted them all. Now that might sound selfish to you guys and not fair. But at the end of the day, I'm the one left holding the bag. Do you guys get that? Does that make sense to you why I do that? It's not that I'm not trying to be fair. And I understand that some people's internet is better than others. I get all that. But if people would just see this side of it, and like Barbara, she's shaking her head. She understands what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that they just are like, they don't care. You're not because they look at it as I'm not being fair. I don't look at it as I'm not being fair.
Right.
And so I know that bothers some people about my sales. I know that and it's funny because if I have somebody new come in, right, they'll put in, because you guys, not just you guys, I'm not just saying you guys, most of the sales out there, it's you put in your first choice and then they go down the line and fill it. And to me, it's just a lot of unnecessary. Obviously, you're going to pay for them all. And so I got 10 people, and inevitably, I'm going to be stuck. You guys all know that. You guys all know that. It's had to have happened to you.
So
but some people just don't understand that. And
I have
girl.
a question for you. Don't.
Okay.
So if
Come on. Don't be scared.
if you've had issues with this person buying from you and not paying you, how many times have you let her get away with it?
This is
Since
okay.
we're on the topic.
Okay, so this is the thing. Mean old D. All right.
Mhm.
So she appeared in my sale. As a matter of fact, it was so funny because I've done all this. I went back in my email, and it is the same month. She appeared in May of 2022. She was new. Bought all kinds of stuff. Paid her bill. Didn't have a problem with her the first time. Then I didn't see her for a while. It was, what did I say, Arizona? Because I was mapping this stuff, guys. I was busy. I think it was like 4 months later she appears again.
I was gonna say like September.
And I got no problem with you. You paid your bill. Then it started, and I gave her a chance, and I cut her off. Done. Never didn't see her no more. Didn't see her no more. She appears again. I don't know, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, December.
December. Okay. So then I say, okay, I'm gonna give.
But that wasn't a sale.
Oh, it was your birthday party. It was your birthday party.
Yep.
We did a birthday party. She showed up. She won some things. We were giving stuff away. She got some stuff, But anyway, so then she showed up again. So I say, mean old D. I should have been like, nope. You screwed me last time. I'm done with you. I'm going to do the Liz thing. Okay, I'm going to give you another chance. And what did that get me? Back into the same situation.
I get
But
it.
you can resell it.
Exactly. I still have okay. And so here's my thing. So now this person is desperate. They sent me the money. They want that stuff. No. You didn't follow the rules. And I know, look, most people would have been like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna, work with her because I want that money. That's a lot of money, you guys. But I'm willing to take that hit to get my point across because I know I can resell it. It's just more work, whatever.
Now I have a question. Eventually, would you allow that same person back in?
Now, no.
No. Okay.
No. I was very specific in my text to her, and then I didn't answer her no more, and she sent me 14, 15 more texts and emails, and she's like desperate. What don't you understand? Done is done. I don't even want to respond to her because it just keeps the drama of her nonsense going. I feel sorry to you to a point, but then it's redundant, and I know a lot of it is lies because, like I say, I went back and saw I had the same problem with her, and it was like she copied and pasted the same story from a year ago to this situation here.
No, and I get that because I've dealt with people that they give you these stories, and every day there is something going on in their life that it's just.
It is the craziest stuff too, you guys.
Yeah, it's
not
a
like
lot. It's a lot because I feel the anxiety of the whole conversation. I get anxious when people give me all that.
Right. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. I feel it because you feel.
You
I
actually feel it
when I hear it. It gets too much at some point. I get it.
But and we've got to be able to say, hey, it's too good to be true. That's literally got to be too good to be true. Why don't we believe it then?
I do, though.
Or not believe it.
I don't. I mean, I do. I don't. I look. I'm the first. I told Arizona. I said, look, this girl's not going to pay us. This is how the story's going to go. Was I not right, Michelle?
You were right.
Because it's her MO. And
medicine. Had a doctor's visit. My car broke down. My kids are sick. Yeah.
That's something with me that I've caught quite a few people in lies because I worked in the medical field for lots of years. Barbara, we can't hear you, sweetie. I worked
can
in the
hear it.
medical field for a lot of years, so I know a lot. And when something doesn't make sense, I'm gonna question you. I
You guys,
question them, and that's how I catch people. You know, and I'll act like, okay, I believe you, but
So
you
what do
know,
you do? What do you do when you catch them?
I just let them think that yeah, okay, but
Right.
you're
you know
just
what?
showing me your true colors and I let them know I've worked in the medical field. I know my stuff. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I know my stuff because I worked long enough where I learned a lot.
Not to
And
offend any of the people out there listening to us or anyone, customers are dumb. It's like once they see something they want to buy, all common sense loses in their mind. I know because I do it, and it's just how many times can you have to say the same thing over to them?
do I sell to them? Well,
Yeah.
after I hear the first story, it's already too late because I've already sold to them. When they go to pay me is when I get the story, and it's just like, okay,
So do you cut them
I
off?
know a lot. I'm a cancer patient. So when I hear people talk to me about cancer and if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. If you're telling me a lie, I'm gonna catch you. And it's just a lot of times I hear things and it's just like, okay, I don't know who you're trying to fool. But okay. And then, I just cancel the invoice and I don't even address it anymore. At that point I just cancel and don't communicate with that person.
That's what I did.
That's what just happened. And
I don't because it's one
so,
thing when you don't know about something and you can't question it, but it's different when you know what's coming out of that mouth is BS. And that's sad.
so you do cut them off too.
Mm-hmm.
You mean
When
old
I know
girl,
it's a
Liz.
lie,
You
because
mean
they're
old
trying to
girl.
get over, yes, I do cut them off.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, I know my stuff and I don't pretend to know everything because of course I don't. But when you talk to me about something and I know about it, then that's just
Okay.
I'll
So,
talk to them. I'll be friendly with them. Yeah, I will always respect people. I will respect them, Skylar. I do talk to them, but the way I approach business would be different.
I wouldn't.
No, I do talk
I
to
don't.
them because it's like
I
said,
know.
people that do that. It's just to me, it's a mental problem.
But you shouldn't take on their mental problem because that brings you down, whether you
No,
know
no,
it or
no.
not.
I agree. No, but when I say I talk to them, is if I see them in a live, I will be respectful. I won't. Yeah, I won't. Not that I'm friendly, but I will be very respectful. I'll say hello if they say hello to me. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm not going to go out of the way to be rude.
No.
But
No,
the
by no
relationship
means.
is different. The relationship would be different.
Yeah. Now, if I see you somewhere, well, let's put it this way. Usually, if I have problems like that, they won't speak to me anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, should they speak to me, I will say hello. You won't know unless that person's told you that I've had a problem with you. I will
Right.
say in the chat where everyone sees. But if you're gonna text me on the side because I've said hello to you in the chat, and then you're gonna text me on the side because you think I opened the door for you to walk back through it, not the case. I will not respond.
In my case, if I'm overly friendly to one person, and you can bet I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, Barbara, really?
Yeah.
We all
Note
have our different ways.
Note taken, Barbara.
and it's just like,
So our friendship has been a lie all this time?
Wow.
no, Liz. I am sincere
I'm teasing you,
sometimes.
Barbara.
I am sincere some. No, but yeah, no. And it happened this weekend.
No, I know when she's sarcastic, and it did happen this weekend.
In the sale?
Yeah. It was
But
bad.
that's okay. It's okay. I knew it took
it was my way of lashing out without being too much of a bee.
Because that person knew you were lashing out where everyone else thought you were just being nice, right?
No, I
No,
don't think.
no.
No,
She was very direct.
she didn't know, but I did. And it made me feel better. I got too much stress inside my life and in my personal life to deal with that.
Hallelujah, amen. I'm right there with you. You have no clue.
You know,
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there was something that went on in the market this weekend, and Barbara knows what I'm talking about. And I did bring it to the person's attention, and I will. There's certain things that I won't allow. I won't allow to be disrespected when I ask people to not do something on my channel, and they go and they do it anyway. That's a big problem for me, because my channel, I get it. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but my channel to me is where I hang out with my friends. I like to have fun. I'm not about my numbers, really. And but I want to keep my channel. And I don't want somebody coming on and disrespecting it and I lose my channel. And then that's when I'm not a nice person anymore.
Now,
That's
I'm the same
that
way,
part.
Liz. I'm the same way. I'm not in it for numbers. I don't want to get to 1,000 so YouTube pays me. That is not what this is about. And I've always said this. And if there's anybody in the chat that has been in my sale, they'll tell you. I have always said this. I just want to have a good group of ladies, have my sale. I don't care about numbers, you know.
yeah.
And if you guys have seen, you know, I don't have a large crowd, but the crowd that I have is a good crowd. They're good and they're faithful and they pay their bills and I don't have problems and we have a good time over there. But there's a lot of people out there, I need, you know, 50 people in my chat, or you know, it's not about that. It's about I'd rather have 10 good people in my room than 50 people that
Yep. I see the same thing about my group. I've had my group since 2018. And it's my group is only like 5 something. And people are like, oh, promote. No, I'm good. I like my group to grow slow because you know what? It's like you say, I'd rather have a small group with no problems than a big group with a bunch of problems.
It gets overwhelming. You know, it
does.
just gets overwhelming.
And then you see these channels out there that, you know, they do have a good following, 50, 60, 80 people. But if you sit there and you watch and you pay attention, they're really not selling that much.
Right.
You've got all those people in there and they're doing all that work and they're really not selling that much because I think they're all there just to shoot the shit, really. Something to do, you know, and they sell some stuff, but I can guarantee, and I'm not being all like, ooh, look at me, you know, but because I observe these things and I'm thinking, you know, you got your 80 people over there. And from what I see, I have made more over, and it's not about the money either, but I can make more with my 10, 15, 20 ladies than them people can. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Quality. Agreed.
Well, when I had my store, I had a customer come in and told me, oh, Walmart's discounting this. You need to clearance this out. I said, if I gauged everything in this store on what Walmart did, then I would be in the hole to begin with. And I told her, I said, and if I wanted to make $1 million, I sure as shit wouldn't have picked crafts. I mean, that's not going to get us anywhere. It pays for our habit, you know.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I think maybe there's some people out there that do depend on the money that they make in the sales.
Probably.
Look, guys, this is, like you say, this is my fun money. This doesn't have nothing to do with my household money. If I sell one thing or I don't sell anything, it's not going to affect whether I eat tomorrow or can pay my bill.
Right.
So that's
it's that way for me.
Yeah. So it's also why I'm not going to put up with a bunch of nonsense, because then you take the fun out of it for me. And now it's a job. It's a hassle. It's not fun. So what's the point? Because that's what it's all about. And
I said that today, tomorrow.
I mean, really, it's just our fun money.
For me,
as a matter of fact, you guys know that me and Arizona and Chris went on a trip. I flew out to Arizona. We went to the Grand Canyon. We went to Winslow, Arizona. I did all that with my YouTube money. I took nothing from home finances, but I saved my money after all my sales for a year, and that paid for my trip.
That's awesome. Yeah,
It- and we-
for me,
it was
it's
so cool.
different. Yeah, my
Yeah.
like I said, we're far from rich, and
Oh, me too, girl.
Oh, me
things are
too.
things have gotten a lot better for us, but I do my sales because I it's my way of helping my family. I don't do them as often as I'd like because it's not easy to plan a sale around people. But I get what you're saying. I mean, for some people, this is something that brings them joy, like for you.
Yeah.
Barbara's another one. She loves the crafting community, and this is important for her.
It's been a therapy for me.
Exactly. And for different reasons we do it. And not that my family won't eat because I don't sell. I mean, if
Right.
they would, I would have to sell every week.
Yeah.
But I do like it because I feel like I'm contributing something to my family.
And that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I
And
get it.
Barbara, you said it was therapy for you. And I'm going to share something with you guys that I know most of you don't know anything about that. So when I joined the YouTube world, I joined it because my brother committed suicide. And he was never married and had no children. And he lived in Los Angeles. So I had to fly to Los Angeles and basically take care of his whole life. That was very traumatic experience for me, you guys. I was out there over a month. It was traumatic. So when I came back, it was like, okay, I've got to do something because my mind would not stop.
Right.
So that's how I got into the YouTube thing. I actually started out just doing challenges and swaps and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So then one day I saw a lady on Facebook, and her aunt was going into a retirement home, but she loved her craft stuff. Well, the niece is like, I don't know what to do with this stuff. So anyway, I drove 2.5 hours, met the lady at the storage. We made a deal. I bought everything she had. And I said, well, okay. Because there was a lot of things, because I was just getting into it. And there was a lot of things that I wanted, but I couldn't afford to buy each. Like, my big deal was I needed a crocodile, y'all. I needed one of them. Okay. I didn't even have a big shot. I needed one of them. And
Everybody needs a crocodile.
Do what?
Everybody needs a crocodile.
I know, right? It's like I'm Jones and I got to have. But anyway, so what I did was I took everything that I wanted and I said, well, I can share, I can sell this stuff, and then that will pay for what I just got. Everybody else is going to get a good deal. So it was like and that's how I ended up becoming a seller. I didn't know anything about selling. I said, well, the only way you're going to learn, girl, is to do it. But I'm that kind of person. I just jumped in there. I went live, had no clue what I was doing, looked like a total idiot. I'm up there. And because I didn't know you could put it on private or whatever you could do so you wasn't looking like an idiot, but you could figure out your camera. No, everybody in the world was looking at me. I didn't care.
I don't care either.
The only way I'm going to learn it is to do it. And if you look stupid in the process, I don't care. So that's actually how I got into all this. I never actually was a buyer. But now 2.5 years later, I got 3 rooms full of stuff, y'all.
Oh, girl, you just don't.
You and Barbara.
I have almost a 4,000 square foot house, and my husband has 1.5 rooms.
It's crazy. No, I joined the crafting community for the same reason. Not the same reason. My youngest brother did pass away, but it wasn't why I joined. I joined because of my anxiety and depression. And I thought that it would be so good for me. And it hasn't been lately. Because before this, ladies, in my life, it was horrible. It made my anxiety worse. All the craziness. And it does help. I mean, and it's sad that when a lot of us join here basically for the same reason, anxiety and depression, and it just makes it worse because it turns out that what you expected, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not therapeutic and stuff like that.
But
But
that's
now
why
I feel a big difference with these ladies that I have in my life, especially Barbara.
Aw, she loves you, Barbara.
And my
I can
Katie. I
tell.
love these two women are amazing and they know it. I'm not saying it because she's here. It's the absolute truth, you know. You know when you have a real friend. I love you, Barbara.
I know you do.
So here's another thing I want to touch on, and you guys give me your feedback about this.
Okay.
This is why I wanted to do this. I'm so glad y'all showed up. That's why I was waiting till y'all kind of did what Arizona. She was like, okay, I think they're almost done, because I was gonna come out. She's like, they're not done. I was actually gonna text one of you and say, hey, this isn't about you, but I want you, if you can, come over, because if you guys hadn't come and saw that, you would have been like, is she talking about us? You know?
I saw that and I said, I'm going to.
Well, I kind of was worried. I was like, oh man, she's gonna rip the market apart.
That's what I thought.
Why
That's
would
why
she
I
do
came,
that?
I was like, what did she see that was wrong?
What'd you say, Arizona?
Why would she do that?
Mm-hmm.
You guys had an opinion about me. That's why.
I didn't.
No, not an
honestly.
opinion. I mean, we just closed our sale, and all of a sudden, your live comes up, and it's like,
Well, that's why I
Bye.
wanted to wait, because I was
Bye.
hoping you guys would come, and that's why I
Wait,
didn't have a sale.
wait. It's because we were being respectful of your sale.
I
We
know,
appreciate
but
it.
And we
that's
were
why
being respectful of your sale on Thursday night too, because we wanted to support, because
oh
the
no,
whole
and let me tell you,
empowered women, the
I
women's
appreciate
empowered artist, that
when you said
that
that
was
you
why.
weren't doing your sale for the ladies in the chat in the sale, I thanked you, and I was like, thank you so much. That means a lot. But
I
when
was just trying to
you have
show
to
you
see.
guys.
I mean,
I
come
was-
on, this title: sellers, buyers, mods, responsibilities, and expectations.
And I
Well,
knew
that's
you
what
guys
we're
were gonna
talking
think
about.
that.
How
But
about seller's remorse?
But I was nervous. I was like, oh my God.
don't be nervous. And I'm gonna say it again. If you guys ever want to know something, I'm on Messenger. Hit me up. You got my
I'm an
email.
open book. You can
Just
ask.
ask me, because
That's it.
I feel like that's how a lot of crap gets started, because then you form opinions because you hear this from this one. Okay,
Mhm.
so I have two things before I'm gonna forget. I want to
Go
talk
ahead.
about.
Okay.
And I gotta write one of them down because I can't remember them both. I'll be like, oh, what was I gonna say? Okay, so health issues.
Got
Health
him.
issues. We all have health issues,
Yes.
right? Sometimes you can't help it. It's going to be in the chat. And let me make a difference, or however you say it. There's one thing for someone to say, hey, Daisy, I hope you're feeling better. Are things getting better? To me, that's acceptable. But
Right.
I don't think people need to put 20 paragraphs in your chat about their
I agree.
medical issues, because that brings, to me, the sale down. It brings everybody's energy down. Now we're all boo-hooing, and it's not that I don't care. That's not what I'm saying.
There's a time and place.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's too much, and that bothers me. Does that bother y'all, or do you not have them issues?
No, we have them.
We have them. Yeah. I ask people when I know that they're sick, and they'll answer. Most of them will answer with a quick response like, oh, not the same, and we'll say, okay, praying for you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
then you have the ones that want to write you a book.
Yeah, and I feel like that they do that for attention, and that's not what we're here for. We're here to have a good time and sell some stuff. Not
Mhm.
that I don't care.
Right. No, this is our getaway from our stresses, our health issues.
Life.
And it's something I don't want to discuss my health issues. Thank you for asking me. I'm doing better, or I'm getting better, whatever the case may be. But it's something that, yeah, I try to get away from, not because I don't care. I just feel like.
Have you noticed, Liz, when people ask me about Mark, my
Mhm.
husband got cancer. And
I'm sorry, Barbara.
It's been going on for 5 years. Right now, he's cancer free, but he's still stage 5. I mean, stage 4, not 5, not yet. So, but I've started saying, Thanks for asking. He's great. They don't want to really know.
No, they do want to know, but
They don't
I
want to know all
think
the details.
I think no. When I ask someone on Messenger, "How are you?" I
Mhm.
really want you to tell me everything. But
Right.
if I ask you on somebody's live, I don't want to interrupt their live.
That's right. That's
Give
what
you
I
a
mean.
whole- yeah. It's not that I don't care. It's just it's not the proper place.
Okay. Hi, Peg. I don't know who you are, but welcome. And I don't know Skylar, but welcome. But Peg says,
Peg
wishing
is
someone,
Peggy Pitty. She's an awesome
Hey,
lady.
Peggy.
and she put in the chat, wishing someone well is nice, but I don't want to hear all the details. And that's where I'm coming from.
Exactly.
But how do you handle that without looking like the bee, you know?
Yeah, change the subject real quick.
What I tend to do as a mod, when I'm modding for someone, I'll read it myself, and then I let whoever I'm modding so is here. Let's ask you for prayers, and that's it. And then we move on. I won't read the whole paragraph
Yeah,
because it gets to be too much.
it just brings
Now if the seller or the person I'm modding for wants to read it, and that's different. I won't.
all right. I appreciate that feedback. The other thing is, and this is where, okay, so I put sellers, buyers, and mods because it's the whole thing. So I don't know who it was, maybe Skylar put in the chat about, well, how about sellers that don't send out invoices? That can be a problem.
I'm slow. I am slow. And at Christmas, we had a sale. I got overwhelmed. Then I got COVID. And it just seemed, I stressed myself.
It wasn't just
out.
COVID. Mark had cancer. You had COVID. He got COVID. You got bronchitis.
Yeah.
Well,
It snowballed, but I tried to stay in contact with everybody. So,
yeah, I mean, and because that does happen, I've heard, because I'm trying to look at both sides of everything, and I
Right.
have heard that happen. And so things happen, things do happen,
Right.
but then if it happens, because like we were talking about the people that always have the same stories, then if it turns into that, you have to address it.
Yeah.
Okay. And inevitably, here's my situation. And inevitably, if it's my channel and these people are doing this, it comes back to me.
right.
And I feel responsible because it is my channel. So then I have to address it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And because I see the seller, and look, I'm one of them people, y'all. Just little tidbit. I'm one of them people. If I buy something, I want my stuff. As soon as you send me my invoice, I'm going to pay it. But I want my stuff. I don't want it like 2 months later.
Right.
Well,
and that's because I'm an instant gratification person. That's just me.
Yeah. I did address the issue because some people didn't understand Barbara's position, what she was going through then. So for this market, I did put a deadline for invoicing.
It's now called the Barbara's Rule.
She named it that, not me. She named it that.
I mean, because really, it is your responsibility to handle your business.
No, because honestly, Dee, I was getting a lot of messages, and I felt bad having to come, tell her about it because I know she was sick. I know they were going through a lot. And she was healing, and she was, even while she was sick, she was doing invoices, and it's just like, so then for this market, I was like, okay, we're going to put a limit.
I just want to know, and I'm again, I thank you guys for coming. I really do.
Oh,
and I was hoping that this was my plan to put it there to get y'all's attention to see like, oh, wait, what's she talking about? Because I actually was going to send either Shauna or I was going to email Liz and say, hey, this isn't about you, but I'd like you to come. But so it worked out, and I appreciate you guys showing up.
So did you hear that people were talking that I was slow?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That was a quick no.
No. These are all things that has happened to me, and that's why I'm bringing them out. Okay, has it happened to you guys? How have you handled it? So on and so forth.
Yeah, no, it gets bad. I mean, I've had to do quite a few rules from the last market to this one. I had to ask people not to sell for other people. I had to ask people not to sell things from Temu and AliExpress that was replicated from artists. I mean, there's things that had to be addressed because I am very much against people copying artists and replicating that stuff and selling it off.
Basically the brand name stuff that they're selling.
Yeah, and it's not fair to someone like Barbara and the other lady Mona who sell all the brand name stuff. It affects their business when you bring these little cheap lines in and try to sell them. And everybody and their mother is selling Temu stuff on YouTube.
Well, let me tell you,
I'm selling it.
I've gotten a few things from there, but let me tell you how many times I've ordered from AliExpress. Once. Because I have a thing with that too, Liz, and it's not that has something to do with it. And I probably shouldn't say this or go there, but I don't know how y'all feel about it, but here's where I'm at with that is because of where it comes from. I feel like we're cutting our own nose off by buying from them.
I agree.
And I know they have a lot of good deals. I have bought a couple things from Temu, but also my other thing is I'm an instant gratification. I can't wait 6 weeks for something to get here.
That's why I'll go to Temu. Because
I bought a few things from Temu one time and I can't do it again. And none of it was craft related, arts and craft related, because I feel very strongly about that. Look, we are all creators.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone takes an art piece that they bought off of me and call it their own, I would be upset.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing that's being done to these artists, designers, and I don't want to hear that. Will they make enough money? Well, that's not here or there. It's illegal what you're doing. You're okay with an illegal move, and I'm not.
What I get is beads. I get, just odds and ends of things. But I check. I bought myself a rubber stamp and die because I wanted to see the quality, first of all. But I ran it through the image search, and it came back to Temu. It didn't go to any place else. And I thought, well, I'm going to give that one to myself. And if I'm just doing it for me, it don't matter. Mm-hmm. But I won't buy paper. I won't buy any of the other stamps and stuff that I really know is part of that. But I will buy the mica powders to put in my resin and, just those types of things. But
Zoe, I get that they make Tim Holtz dyes in China, but the difference is that Tim Holtz is paying for that to happen.
And he will use a certain company in China.
Yeah,
that
and
he goes and deals with.
That are selling these things are stealing from our artists, and not only from our artists here in this country, and from other countries too. And that's something that I feel very strongly about. I mean, and the other thing that I kind of don't want to, because if we look at our homes, I'm sure 95% of it comes from China, and I don't have a problem with that. And I don't have a problem with people buying certain things from Temu and stuff. It's when something is copied, that's my issue.
Yep.
That's my big issue.
Arizona.
I don't even know what Timu is.
Oh man,
What is it?
it's a
It's a
shopping.
company.
AliExpress, they just deliver your stuff faster.
It's
Yeah.
like Alibaba.
Alibaba is what
I wanted. We've all been kind of doing all the talking. Chime in there. Is there anything you want to? What you got there, Barbara?
Those are faceted crystal glass beads that I bought from Timu. I bought a 16-inch strand for less than $1.
Yeah, but you see, that's different. It's beads.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
If it were the stamps or the dies or certain brads or things like that that had the same sayings as another company, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't buy those kinds of things. I really don't buy from really much anything from them. But I wouldn't. I don't. If I bought a stamp and die, I would keep it for myself. I wouldn't buy it to sell it.
I buy a lot of molds. I couldn't think of the word. I buy a lot of molds from there because I feel like a mold, hell, anybody can make a mold. But if it's one that I recognize from another company, I won't buy that.
Right. Yeah. I don't buy anything that I know is replicated.
Right.
Yeah.
Arizona, you got
And not
any?
even replicated. It's stolen.
All I got to say about that is none of that applies to me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
So
working with silver wire. I'm
Yeah.
And
working with stones.
Temu does not have any silver, 925 silver at all.
Well, I wouldn't buy it from them if they did.
I was looking. To
I
see.
buy American made items.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I do buy bead strands and whatnot at the gem show that come from out of the country, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't want anyone to get me wrong, but like silver, 925
Yeah.
silver, I'm buying that from a U.S. vendor.
I just started working in metals and stuff.
So this was another thing I was going to say. As I was hanging, with the market, I was kind of watching the things that, what people were selling. And honestly, okay. So, and you guys might not know, but like Michelle,
We're not
primarily
competition. I'm like, I don't see anybody else doing what I'm doing, but
no, Michelle. Tell them what you do, Michelle. I don't need to tell them for you. And turn your camera on and show them a few things that you do, because I sell everything, y'all.
Me too. And if it don't,
So
if
do
it's
I.
not tied
I
down,
will sell just one thing. Like Michelle, I make jewelry and sell it.
I do
all different stuff. I mean,
I jewel things with Swarovski crystals. Well, they're not Swarovski, and I can't say that word, so y'all don't laugh at me.
Well, it's going to be too. We're not going to be able to get many of them anymore.
They've quit,
Yeah.
but it's Precoscia who has taken. Yeah. Okay, let me put the thing on her.
That's
Precoscia
what I want to do.
Is who
how pretty
has taken over the Swarovski. It's just renamed Precoscia. So if you see that name, that's really Swarovski crystals. Okay?
Right. Look how nice. That's what I want to learn. I'm trying to teach myself.
So
I'm getting tangled. Sorry.
Tell them a little bit, Arizona. And if you guys can't tell, yes, she is Michelle Noel Creations, but I call her Arizona, and I know that causes some confusion sometimes.
Oh my
Just
goodness,
like
I was confused yesterday because somebody was calling Leon and Arizona, and I'm like, who are these people? I don't see them.
It's all me.
I didn't
guys-
recognize these
Michelle.
names.
Oh, and Michelle, let me tell you, when you left yesterday, somebody called you 2 L's, and it was not good what happened afterwards.
What does that mean?
2 L's because you have 2 L's in your name, Michelle.
There's two Michelles.
There's lots. No, there's like 50 Michelles.
Right.
That's why I got all the nicknames.
It was unnecessary in the direction that it went, but I was like,
but they're a set of friends.
So this is labradorite. I wire wrapped it. I bought the silver chain and attached it. The silver chain, it'll Italian chain, so it's out of the country, and it's marked. So my silver is marked. Like this right here, this little thing right there, that is a tag that this is marked.
I'm gonna go get a drink while you guys talk. I'll be back. You just roll
Now,
on, Arizona.
before, okay, I'm going to take this away. Before I started working with silver, I worked with stainless steel because I have really sensitive skin.
That's what I started working with now is the stainless steel because it's
Yeah,
cheap.
I have really sensitive skin, and I know that there's other people out there that have sensitive skin, and if you get metals that have nickel or whatever in them, it's going to
Mhm.
irritate you. So I try to get nickel free,
Right.
lead free, definitely, and
Yeah,
cadmium free when I can.
I only wear silver or
That's what I
14
was gonna
karat
say.
and up because I'm allergic to the metals also.
If I make something for myself, it's in silver. I just use the other stuff for everybody else.
And I
It's
make things like
fine.
this too. I made every one of these.
I love those
Mhm.
brown ones with
These
the green.
are like what they call a mermaid bead, but
Those are pretty.
the in-betweens are always stainless steel. So there's no metal on there that's going to like
Exactly.
irritate you. And these are stainless steel.
Nice.
And most everything I sell is either adjustable or if it doesn't fit you, I do custom.
Cool.
So I don't think I have any like competition
You
as
know,
far as like
even if there is somebody else out there doing what you're doing, you guys aren't going to have the same thought.
I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not stepping
I
on
have,
anybody's toes is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes.
Yeah, no, I have sterling silver also that I buy, and I only use it for specific stuff, not for everybody, because not everybody wants to pay the price.
Right.
Right. And I've only recently started working with the sterling, and it is a little more costly.
Mhm.
Maybe some people don't understand that because at our
Yeah.
last sale, none of it sold.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I
it's still under $30, but like some people don't want to pay, for
Yeah.
something that is a higher quality. But my other ones I usually sell around 12, with the stainless steel. So it's not like it's outrageous or anything.
Mm-hmm.
by the time you cost it out and figure out everything it takes to make it,
Right.
it's still less than what you're going to buy out of the store.
It is.
Nobody's gonna pay for your time.
No.
No, I figured that out, that nobody wants to pay for my time.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you wanted to get rich, you should have chose a different profession.
No, I do it because I want to pass that along. So
Yeah. That's
So now, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's the truth because I made some cuffs and I sold them at a certain price because they still took a lot of glass beads and crystals and it still costed me, but I sold them for cheaper because I know if I would have sold them from what I really wanted to, I wouldn't have sold them.
Right.
Well, I also sell like gemstone
And
frames and
and everything I use
gemstones.
is like you, stainless steel. I don't, because I know people have allergies and you don't want to take the chance that somebody buys it and gets a reaction from your stuff.
Yep.
So I want to show you guys a few things that I do because now I'm not as good as Arizona with the wire wrapping and all that. I'm not that, but like, okay, if, like I say though, I do everything. Arizona is pretty much jewelry, beads. Every now and then she might have, a cigar box full of goodies or doilies to put in there, but that's primarily her deal. That's what she does. So like I can make, hold on, let me show you. I don't stick to one thing because I get bored easy.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, me too.
So I got lots of different things going. So I can make like these kinds of bracelets, I do stuff like that.
The memory one, I like doing those.
Hold on. So, and this is some of the stuff. This is some of the stuff I'm going to show you that the person didn't pay for. And it's going to show you what a wide variety of things that I do. And why I'm doing this is because it's like, you know, we all sell the same kind of stuff, but we don't.
Right.
And so, for instance, okay, these are
You can leave that open.
cloth dolls instead of paper dolls, and they are from 1995, and they're magnetic. Okay, it's stuff like
That's cute.
Okay, I've got Alice in Wonderland. I got Cupid dolls. This is all the stuff that this person didn't pay for that I'm showing you, just because it's right here.
Yeah, tell them.
So I have things like that. I have things that I make, like okay, let's open up that person's box.
I think you have a sale going on, Dee.
Huh?
Yeah, I think you have a sale here.
Oh
my God, can I buy those?
Hold on. So these are, I make these pens.
Oh, they're so fun.
These pens are metal. They're not plastic. A lot of people will sell the plastic ones out there because they're a lot cheaper. No, mine are metal. Oh, poor little Mad Hatter. He said, "What the world?" Okay. So usually they just have
oh, look at him.
A topper, a regular thing. Well, now I found these little, they're called Doorables, and they're just so stinking cute to me. Like I've got the, well, Alice in Wonderland. As a matter of fact, here's the Alice pen that this person bought. So, okay. And they are, look, this is my first time, y'all. I can't find a camera. All right. So
get it together.
I know. And look, I'm always never in the box. Becky always says to me, she calls me, Becky's pet name for me is Get in the Box, D. Because I ain't never been in the box. So, okay. So this is like an example of things that I do. And then I do specialize in a lot of vintage ephemera. Like here's some little bookmarks. Let me find the camera. Like here's a little bookmark.
Nice.
Oh, I have one that I've made a couple actually.
So, and then, okay, like the Campbell Soup Kids trading cards. I have just a lot of different things. Ephemera. Now, I'm a big railroad person. So I collect for myself personally, but then I also, I put together like little, kits, paper packs, whatever you want to call them. Like for instance, here's one. Okay. And it's everything in here is vintage from the 1800s. So I do a lot of that. I have a lot of linens, a lot of fabrics, I got a lot of everything, y'all. I'm
Me
crazy.
too.
Okay. So I don't feel like like some people are like, well, I don't want to go over there because, I sell the kind of same stuff. It's competition. No, because I have okay. So now look at these rings. These are sterling silver rings.
Those are
Excuse
nice.
me, I'm going to mod for you now, Dee. Somebody's interested in buying your box.
No, guys, not until Thursday.
Chris wants the box.
So then I get rings because I have a connection with someone because I love jewelry. I buy them for myself. And it just so happened this woman, she's like, and this woman makes big sizes. I don't know about y'all, but I got fat fingers. All right. And it's hard to find large size rings. But so I do jewelry like that. I take, and I don't have one near me, but like I'll take, how you get the pieces, like it's an owl or a dragonfly and it has a cabochon where you can put a picture in it or whatever. Right. I jewel them with the Swarovski crystals.
Yeah. So
it's just a little bit of everything that I do. I don't stick to one certain thing. So I feel like, you get a good variety over here too. So maybe you're not an ephemera person. You're a jewelry person. Well, we got that for
right.
You. You're a collector of this. I probably have it. Just ask me. So it's like, again, there's room for us all. We all have different stuff.
I say the same thing. I say it all the time. I said, there is room in this community for everyone. Everybody that sells makes money.
Yeah.
Everybody that goes lives and crafts, right?
Exactly.
It's like there's no reason why if that were the case, we couldn't have had a successful market this weekend.
It's just, I really feel it's jealousy.
It
Um,
is.
with a lot of people. It's like, okay, I see, because people will come in your chat and they're lurkers. Well, they're counting your pennies for you, is all they're doing.
Yeah.
Or seeing what you got, because they're gonna turn like that happens. I found out that it happened with my pen. It's so funny, y'all, because I can be so silly. So I had this one person that would always come to my chat and never bought nothing. And I was like, well, I guess they just want to hang out. I'm good with that. And let me say that you don't have to buy to come to the sale. You could
Right.
just come in, chat, have a good time. It's not about, oh, if you're in here, you got to buy something. That's not it.
Mm.
Mhm.
But this person did it all the time. And then one day, I guess somebody felt sorry for me. It was like, all right, I'm going to tell her. And they're like, D, that person is just seeing what you're doing. Because if you go over to the channels, that's what she's doing. She's got your pen. She's got this. I'm like, really? I mean, because I'm just that silly. I was like, really? I didn't think. But then you have those kind of people. So you can't nobody owns YouTube. And this is the other thing. You can't say, well, you can't go shop over there if you're going to shop over here. And a lot of people
Oh, I've heard that a lot of times. Well, I lost a friend because I forgave someone and she stopped speaking to me. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, so because I'm talking to her, you don't want to talk to me anymore. And that's childish stuff. And I tell you, the things I go through now as an adult, I've never been through in high school.
it's just stupid. And
It is.
really, but then also then that's how a lot of misinformation gets spread.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you a for instance, but I'm not going to give no names. Okay.
Okay.
I had a lady that was coming to my sales all the time, loved her to death. All of a sudden, and I've always said, if anybody wants to come sell and be a guest seller, hit me up. You can come on. There's just us. It's not a big deal. And I'm willing, to share my time, whatever I decide. Come on up. I want to help you sell. My motto is women helping women. Ask Chris, ask Arizona. And I'll throw Becky out there. My Popo. You guys have figured out I call her the Popo.
Mhm.
That's my pet name for Becky. And because she was a police officer, and my daughter, who's 21 in the Air Force, she's a police officer and she's stationed in the Netherlands. She just did 2 years in South Korea, and she just got to her, she's been there about almost a year. She's stationed in the Netherlands, and she is actually her, she is a nuclear base. So Becky and I, we have that thing because she was a police officer. So I always call her Popo. And I know you guys were probably like, well, who the hell is the Popo?
No, we know it because she comes in and they do that to her.
Yeah,
there.
that's how we know her.
Really? You guys call her Popo too?
Well, I don't call her Popo. I call her Becky.
Oh.
Katie calls her Becky Bestie.
I love Becky. I really do. And Becky's been with me, you guys, since I've started. She found me not long after I started, and Becky has been with me ever since. That's why I say I have my ladies. But anyway, so this girl, and then she hits me up one day and she's like, D, I want to sell. I'm like, sweet. I said, okay, plan on selling this day. Okay. The night before she was getting ready to sell, she texts me, and I'm not going to say what kind of procedure, because you guys might know if I say what kind of procedure she had, because you guys know this lady. And she says, well, I'm going to have this procedure I can't sell. And I was like, that's something that, you have scheduled ahead. You knew you were going to have this procedure. So you told me you wanted to sell. So I knew something's happened. Something's happened. And it's just like when you're a little kid, you might not know what happened at the time. It's all going to come back. Mom always finds out, right? Well, it just so happened that I found out what happened all on my own while I was in your sale. Without anybody saying a word, I put the pieces together, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that person listened to what this person had to say, because she'd been coming, and all of a sudden, she got nothing to do with me. And I'm thinking, that's weird. That's weird. But I figured out who she had been associating with. And then it all made sense to me. And that hurt my feelings because I'm thinking, you have been with me, you know me. Why would you not come to me and say, D, what is up? Is this true or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And you just took that person's opinion and you rolled with it. I was like, wow. But that's the kind of stuff that happens. That I just think that
Oh yeah,
it's unnecessary. If you want to know something, ask that person.
that's what I say. And like I said, there's plenty of rumors about me that go around, and instead of people speaking to me, of course, and it amazes me how people will listen to one side, and it's people that I've dealt with for years, and then all of a sudden stop speaking to me because this one person will say these things about me. Well,
There's two sides to a pancake, girl.
exactly. And it's just like, so you don't like me. Oh, and the majority of people that don't like me, honestly, don't even know me. They haven't even had a conversation with me. And it amazes me because I'm like, how is that?
Hi, my name is
possible when-
Denise.
I haven't even said two words to you.
I got haters out there that have never been to my sale.
Yeah, and to me it astounds me, and I'm like, look, if you want to speak to me and you want to get to know me for me, welcome. If you don't like me, that's your issue, not mine. That's
And
your
that's the other
problem.
thing. Because, if you don't like me, why are you looking at my channel? All you
Thank
have
you. That's what I
Right.
say. Why do you come to my channel? Why do you visit here? There's no reason for you to be here.
And
Don't
they're in there, the fly on the wall. They're listening. They're watching.
Yep.
How miserable can you be? You got nothing else to do with yourself. You hate me, but you're going to sit there and watch me.
And here, I always feel like I'm that important that you got to do all this.
I just say, look, apparently crafting is not enough of a hobby. Get another one.
Or, hey, it could be that they're giving somebody else a break by not talking about the other person.
It really hurts my feelings for, like I said, the person I just talked about that had been with me.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, and I know how it happened because of something she was selling. And I was like, oh, ding, ding, ding. I figured it out now. If you pay attention, there's a lot of things you can learn.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I've learned.
The other thing is people don't know what they don't know. And they form an opinion without getting all the facts. And I'm like,
Right there.
it's just, look, see what Chris put in the chat. It says, a wise woman told me the same thing, the two sides to a pancake. And if you're going to go out online and trash someone else,
Ooh, I could eat a pancake.
right? They do sound good. A little cinnamon or French toast. I'm hungry.
I was going to say French toast sounds really good.
Anything with syrup's good.
Joy. Hey, Miss Joy. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Hi,
Amazing
Joy.
that
Hi,
everybody's up there.
Joy.
So now let's get to, we've kind of touched on sellers and buyers, moderators. What happens? What happens?
What are you giggling for?
Because I think I'm the only mod here.
Oh, you're moderating the chat?
No. I'm the only of the four of us. I think I'm the only mod here.
Well,
The rest of you are head honchos.
Everybody mods really at one time or another. Like all your girls were modding with you, like Barbara and Shauna.
I'm just started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, here's where I want to go with mods, though. So, look, we all know it's not an easy job. Some people just are like, why can't they get it? If your chat's moving fast, sometimes someone gets overlooked. Then that causes problems, causes drama. And, some people
take it too personal.
Can't be like, okay, it's a fault. Yeah. And then it causes drama. And then it's like, oh, so if you have a mod that is paying more attention to a certain person in the chat, it's not good for them to do that, because then the other people feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like it's a hard job, but at
It
the
is.
same time, really have to pay attention if you're a mod to what you're doing. Because a lot of times things happen because people aren't paying attention. It's a very important job in a sale. And if you show favoritism or whatever to a certain person, then everybody's like, oh, well, what's with that? And they feel like there's something, and it's sad, because maybe you are closer to that person in the chat. You see them every week. You're their buddy. You talk to them but it has to be fair. And a lot of times there's things that happen, and you can't help it, and you do the best you can. And this is also, I'll go ahead and say this on my channel. I'm going to do the modding from now on, because I feel like, and look, I mess up all the time, you guys, but I feel like it's better that if there's going to be mistakes made, that I make them, because then they have a problem with me and not my mod. And I'm going to give you a for instance, and this happened to me on another channel. So, because people and I know you guys have heard this, oh, Dee don't go nowhere and support nobody. Why should we go over and support her? Not true. Anyway, I actually subscribed to this channel. I was a paying member. Now, it wasn't a lot of money. It was $2, but that's not the point. I'm a paying member of your channel. Now, I go in there, and this person's mods, for whatever reason, because they don't know me, they're not people who go to sales. This is a total different entity. This person does other things. And so because their mod, for whatever reason, don't like me, you come in the room, they don't acknowledge it. Because I come in, look, I'm going to come in anybody's sale. Hey, y'all, hey, ladies, whatever, my little peace sign, my flower, my sunglasses. That's my trademark, or whatever you want to call it. That's how I enter everybody's chat. Well, now some people might say hi to you. And so you say, okay, don't take it personal. So you go back the next week, same thing happens. You go back the next week, same thing happens. So, okay, now I'm a paying member of your channel. What I'm saying is, I've been there enough to where the channel owner, there's no possible way they cannot see what's going on. And even the mod isn't a paid member. They're just a mod. Now, who's more important at that point if you're that channel owner? Me or the mod? What y'all think?
If the channel owner should be, first of all, if your mod is not paying attention to everybody that comes into that room, I make it a point that everybody that comes into that room, the seller acknowledges them, because they're not seeing the chat all the time. And I tell them, so-and-so is coming in, so-and-so, so they can say hi and acknowledge them. Right. But I know what you're talking about, because I've seen it happen where mods will not say the people that come in. And yeah, the seller should be taking a peek at the screen. But some people get so involved and they don't. But that paying subscriber should be getting attention, and the mod should not be allowed to mod anymore.
That's how I feel. Now, what's happened, because, okay, I've been going almost 2 months, because I canceled my membership because it was fixing to renew the 12th. And I was like, yeah, no, I've tried to fit in. Maybe none of you people don't know me. There's no reason not to like me. It's just, I don't know.
That's jealousy. Lazy modding.
Right. So, whether you like a person or not, you need to welcome that person as if you've never had a problem with them, and
Mhm.
just go on. You don't got to be their best friend, but at least acknowledge them, say hello, and don't make them feel like an outcast.
Right.
And
Oh,
that really,
there have been people. I mod for Katie. I'm Katie's mod, and there are people that come to her chat that, well, there's not a lot, but there's been 2 or 3 that they've come to her, and I'll say so and so just came in, Katie. And I won't say hi to them because they refuse to say hello to me, but I want her to know that they're there for her. This is not about me. It's about her buyers and her channel. And you have to let her know that they're there because that's important. They're there to support her.
exactly. And that mod is actually hurting her and hurting her potential to grow.
I'll be there in a minute.
So and then a lot of times, then because they were ignored, now they got a problem with that person.
Mhm.
And then that starts another whole shit show. Excuse my language. But that's what happens. And then there's more drama and this, that, and the other. So if that's going to happen, I'd rather be the one that they have a problem with.
Right.
So that's why I'm going to go back to modding. Chris is no longer going to be my mod. And I feel then it's my responsibility. So if there's a problem, it's all on me. I can't say to try to defend someone else, because
But
they're haters.
I don't know if it's that somebody's complained about Chris, but I'm going to be very honest. I had people complaining about me to somebody else that I used to mod, and she did defend me to a certain extent. When I'm not as great, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes as I mod, for sure.
And nobody is.
But to Chris's defense, I mean, I've dealt with Chris, and we're talking about Chris Shuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've dealt with her. I've never had an issue with her or whatever, anything. I mean, every time I've modded, she's always been very polite. I can't see somebody that doesn't like her and is just complaining about her, then that's not fair to her. Because she's being removed from something that she may be doing just fine. And if people are complaining about her unfairly, that's not fair to her, for her to lose that relationship, because it is a relationship, mod seller relationship, for her to lose that because somebody may not like her. And I don't know. I just feel very strongly about that because I know it's happened to me. And I don't think it's fair.
Well, and that's kind of why I'm going back to modding on my own channel. So if there is a problem, you got the problem with me. I'll handle it. But I feel because so I can't handle something that I'm not involved in, but I have to handle it because it's my channel. So I just feel like I would just rather take the brunt of whatever's going to happen. And that's what, I figured while we're talking about this, I'll go ahead and let everybody know. So when we have our sale, there's not a bunch of questions about where's Chris and drama, unnecessary drama.
Yeah, it is unnecessary. And a lot of times it's jealousy because, like I said, I've dealt with Chris in other lives, and me personally as a mod, I've never had her be disrespectful to me, where in other cases I've had. And yes, Peggy, I've had people gang up on me at certain times when I'm modding, but I'm not going to let them scare me away either. And I get that you stepped down, Chris. I didn't know that. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you step down because people are just being bullies, it's a shame, especially if you like it. I love modding. Anybody that knows me knows I love modding because I've made my friends that way. I've met new people. And it to me, it's just a great way to interact with everyone. But it's sad. It's sad. And a lot of times it is jealousy because people want you to mod for them. I mean, there's one lady not too long ago that asked me to mod, and people stopped speaking to her because they have an issue with me,
Yeah, that's why I say it's just I would rather do it myself and take on what if there's a problem, you come at me. You shouldn't have a problem with anybody. And then that also, if I'm doing it, then I know, you know, you can't try to start something. Don't start nothing, then there won't be nothing
Right.
type type thing, because I'm in the position. So anyway, that's
When
where
when I had my store, my mother came to work with me there for a while, and I had another little woman working there. And I told both of them straight up, if a customer comes in and is getting really angry, and I said, don't deal with them, come get me. I said, because it's my store, it's my name, it's not your name they're going to carry out that door.
that's
I
right.
said, I'll hear what they got to say, I'll hear what you have to say, and I'll go with you.
Mhm.
I said, but they can yell at me.
Right.
And if I feel the desire, I'm going to go back at them. And I had to a couple of times. I threw one woman out. I did custom picture framing, and she said some things to my mother, and I was like, "Hold on." I
Back
ripped
up.
I ripped the back off of that picture frame as fast as anything and handed her her piece and her money. And I said, "Don't ever let that door hit you where it's don't shine." That's because I don't want you here anymore. But
Yeah.
I will stand up for my people. That means Liz too.
Mm.
Liz.
Mhm.
Okay, Skylar says, so do the owner of channels take responsibility for the other sellers they have on their channels?
I
Yes,
think so.
I
I
do.
do. I do too. Especially with the market, I do take responsibility as far as what they say, what they do on the channel, what they sell, because at the end of the day, that's my channel, that's my responsibility. Whether, because the only one that's going to have an issue with YouTube, the owners of YouTube, is me.
That's right.
I don't know if you agree, but
I do. And this is the one thing that I tell anybody that comes and sells with me. You got to handle your business. Handle your business, because if your problem becomes my problem, now we got a problem that's unnecessary because you didn't handle your business. Um,
yes,
and because inevitably it's going to come back down to me. It's my responsibility
yes,
because it's my channel. Um, and sometimes I get a lot of unnecessary grief because the seller didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
exactly.
Um,
And Peggy, on that note, yes, there was a video made on me, a horrible video. There's been a lot of talk about me, and people always tell me, "Are you going to retaliate? Are you going to say something?" No, I don't. I This is how I see it. I don't know how many of you are not religious but believe. And the way I see it is that everything I leave it in God's hands, because that's not my fight. If
I
they
agree.
wanna spread the lies and they wanna talk, they can talk. I'm just gonna sit here and watch the show.
Michelle, you want to say something? I saw you unmute your mic because I think you know where I'm going to go with that, but you might want to do it.
No, I'm just trying to keep my phone from blacking out.
Oh, okay. So I'm like you, Liz. So some of you might know the backstory. I had a partner at one time, didn't work out. Um, when we split, again, people thought they knew what they knew and they didn't know nothing, formed their opinion, went with her, and have been dogging me for about a good year, y'all. A good year. And I've took it and I took it and I took it because I kept saying, I'm a good person. I ain't do nothing wrong. Why are these people seeing this? But I said, you know what? The big guy is going to handle it. It's going to come around. It's going to come full circle because karma's a bitch, period.
You ain't lying.
All right. And I feel, this might sound corny, y'all, and I'm not about a whole lot of corny, okay? But I feel like it's coming full circle now, because you guys extended the invitation for us to come. We came. It's all kind of flowing, and I want to keep that going. And so all the haters that have tried to keep me down, because I'm like you, Liz. Girl, I ain't gonna quit unless I want to quit. You ain't gonna make, ain't nobody out there gonna make me quit.
The more they hold you down, the more you're going to push against them and coming out. Mhm.
That's a fact.
Listen, my friends, I said it earlier and I'll say it again. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Pitchfork.
This pitchfork is my little, what do you want to call it? My little logo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And
I
that
saw it on your
started
letters.
because someone said that I need to, I don't remember the word for word, but I needed to do something with my pitchfork or something.
I think the word is mascot.
Yes,
Yeah.
mascot. That's it. So I was like, okay, I'll do you one better. I went and I got myself a pitchfork off Amazon. I made my letters for my sales. Every other letter is a wing, the other one is a pitchfork, angels and devils, and I just went with it. You know, I'm going to turn a negative into a positive, because you can call me every name in the book. I don't care. And I'm not perfect, believe me, because none of us are.
No.
But you know what? I will apologize when I'm wrong.
And I will
And
too.
that's for sure.
If I'm wrong, I will apologize.
You're not kidding. You know when you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be the first one to apologize for it.
But there's so many out there that won't take responsibility or accountability for what they've done. They're going to continue to lie right to your face, because, and you can't get nowhere with someone like that.
Nope.
It has to be a mutual thing.
Yep. Ladies, my hubby just got home, and I
Go,
want to see
girl.
how he's doing. He hasn't been feeling well the past few days, and I'm not feeling good myself.
Well, I know you guys had a long day too.
Yeah, thank you for sending that link and accepting me in here and hearing me out.
Thanks for coming.
And you know what? I think we just all started a great new relationship.
That's what I'm telling you. The big guy said, okay, I'm going to handle it. And we're going to get it handled. And here we are.
And I'm not going to lie. I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to go in there and argue. I just want, if we're going to talk, let's all talk. And it worked out exactly what I was praying for. So thank you, ladies. Girl. And
I appreciate you.
Good night to all of you. Love you, Barbara.
I love you too.
Good night.
Good night, everyone in chat. It was nice meeting all you new ladies.
We'll talk soon, girl.
Alrighty.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I think if you guys, we can get together and have like a little meeting once a month or something, and just kind of go over some stuff. And maybe if you're a new seller, you want to come in and get some tips, you can help. Right. It's not going to be all about, okay, who didn't pay you and this person's that. And it's not just about that. That will be helpful, but it'd be helpful for new people too that want to get in and might want to tips or learn something, or we can help.
And small businesses will work, especially if they work together. Because when they start being snooty and saying no, mine's the only one out there, they're faking themselves out. Yep. It's ridiculous. But I've only been involved in this since we moved to Savannah. We live in Savannah, and it's been 4 years, I guess. And I did it out of sheer just needing something to do. And I didn't start getting people to say things about me until I started hanging out with Liz. I cannot believe that woman. I'm just teasing.
Guilty by association and had nothing to do with it, right?
No, but like she said earlier, I have friends that she don't talk to, and those people know that I'm friends with her, and that's just the way it is. I'm an adult, they're an adult, and it's my business, not theirs.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know.
Skylar
So
put in the chat, could the meeting be positive, not calling people out, maybe use fake names so that no one gets hurt? Well,
I think it could be. I think that you could form a question or form a suggestion in a positive way to spin it to get the result that you need, if that makes sense.
yeah, I think we can work on that.
Because basically, think of it as you're reprimanding your child. The negative reprimand is not going to work. But if you go about it kind of around the circle, that
Mhm.
is better. I had two boys. I have two boys, and one of them was the rules didn't apply to him, so we had to figure out a way to kind of go in the back door to make him think that it was his idea, and it worked every time.
That's great.
So, but
Yeah.
you just have to find the right way to do things.
Yeah. And that's why I just wanted to open the door, see what you guys thought. We can get together, we can work on it, whatever. And just
Well,
stop all the
I
craziness.
have you as I'm a follower with into yours, but I never came to yours uh, things. But I remember getting it this evening. I was laying in there watching Netflix, and it popped up there, and I thought, I'm going. I don't go around to many things, and if I do, sometimes I'll say something, but most of the time I don't.
So let me tell you this, you guys. Like I said earlier, I have, heard, oh, D don't go nowhere. D don't support people. I do. But there are some sales that I will not go to. And it's not that I don't like the person
Uh huh.
who is having the sale, because I do. But I don't go in there because there's a lot of buyers in there that don't like me. And if you guys notice, and if you noticed it happened in the market, when I come in there, people, the chat just goes silent. It's like, oh God, she's here. We're not going to talk. If you guys noticed, that happened quite a few times when I came in. And that's another reason why I don't like to go to sales, because I don't want to bring no negative energy,
Mm-hmm.
no drama, no nothing. So I stay away, and I'm doing that
Courtesy.
as a courtesy. But there's other people that take it as, oh, she didn't want to go around support nobody. Wrong.
But
Wrong.
and they're the ones that have the issues.
Exactly.
So, no matter what we do to make things easier, that person's always going to have an issue.
But I just wanted, yeah, you're right. There's some people that you're not going to please. I don't care.
No matter what you do.
But there's a lot, and I wanted you guys to know that. That's a reason that I don't come in, because I don't want to hinder anyone's sale. And I think it's just best that I stay away. And plus, you guys, I got everything there is. I really don't need nothing.
If any more people die in my neighborhood or around here, and come into my door and say, "Hey, we got some craft supplies. Would you like to buy them?" Girl,
Right?
I've got so much fabric and rubber stamps and stuff, and I had stuff from when I had my store, and then I went and got my license again, and now I'm wholesaling. And
So you have an actual store?
yeah, I've got a website store. I don't have a brick and mortar anymore.
Well, put your link in there so we can check it out. I asked the stupid question in the chat. I said, and I think it was you. I asked, can you put your link in? Or maybe it was Katie. Maybe it was
Might
Katie.
have been Katie.
And I said, can you put your link in? And Shauna said, D, in the description. I was like, oh, sorry.
Katie, yeah. Katie does a sale on Wednesdays, and then sometimes she'll pop one in there. That woman can come up with some good stuff. Her and her mom get together and they make bundles, and she's just got a great way of spinning it, and she's got a good eye. She's really got a good eye. And then her mom enjoys it. So
if you can put your thing for your store in there, and
under
so
in
that
the chat thing, the
She
button
can't.
that says
I'm
chat.
looking for it. I'm looking for it. She can't
oh,
because she's not
okay,
a moderator. I'll look for it.
Arizona's gonna get it for you.
It's Ginger Scraps Crafts.com.
You got it, Arizona. Ginger Scraps. Hold on, I'll put it.
Crafts.com.
Ginger Scrap
You got it, Dee?
Yeah.
Crafts.
Scraps and crafts both have S's at the end.
Ginger. Oh, okay. Let me put that S. Ginger's Scrap.
Not gingers, just ginger. And then
Hey, take it,
scraps.
Denise. Okay.
And then crafts.
Ginger Scraps. Crafts.
.com. Yep. Email's the same thing at Gmail.
All right, guys, y'all go check out Barbara's stuff.
And it's what I'm trying to do with that is everybody's selling so much of the same stuff. I want to go back and get some of the older stuff that these new girls and people that are just starting to do crafts haven't seen, some of the older lines and different things of that nature. Different surfaces, different, just to think outside the box for those things. Like today I sold some bamboo felt.
Missed that.
Nobody sees that, It's awesome stuff. And I sell a lot of fabric.
One of the first Tim Holt things that I got, and I still have them, and I love them, and I really don't see them around anymore, is them distress crayons. Girl,
Yep.
I like to color anyway. That's the
me
other
too.
thing. Do you?
I
If
am
I-
a color. Yes.
You have times where you want to do something, but you can't really focus on anything, but you want something to do. I color.
Yeah.
And my husband laughs at me, but I'm like, hey, man.
I'm going to show you something. I'm going to turn the light on. Let's see. Can I turn me around? Oh, no, you just turn it around. Just a doodle lap board. Can you see that okay?
I'm going to make you big, Barbara. Hold on.
Let me go put this in the light.
We're going to make you big so we can see what you got.
I can't figure this out.
It's okay. We understand. Okay. A doodle board, you said?
Yeah, it's just a lap board. And we were riding down the road one day and I took my marker out and started doing the Zentangle on it. And then I took my color pencils and colored it.
Right. That's cool.
And it's just, I have to have something to do. And I don't stay focused very long on just anything.
That's
I got 50,000 different projects going and I'm probably never finished one, but I got them.
I do the same thing. I can't, I get bored with something real quick.
Yep.
So I say, okay, I probably have, no lie, in there about 10 journals that I need to finish. I start them and then I'm like, okay. And then I'll start another one. And then I'll start, I don't want to do that. Let me go jewel some stuff. And then I'll make some ephemera just because. And then when I got where I want something to do, busy work, but don't have to think about nothing, that's why I revert to coloring.
My father and I get out in his wood shed. It's not a wood shed, but it's a big building and he woodworks. Well, he started teaching me. And I bought my husband a lathe just because I wanted it.
Right? A new tool for you, but here you go, honey.
Yeah. And I love messing with the lathe. And another thing is I do such stained glass because I already knew how to cut glass from the picture framing. He taught me how to solder because he was a welder. And, so it's just, I do everything. I quilt. I do the stained glass. I mess with clay. I embroidery. That takes too
Now-
long.
I'm not good at that kind of stuff.
Well, see, I'd rather get the paint and the paintbrush out painting because I can do it faster.
I say my sewing machine, I can sew some paper, girl. I can
Yeah.
sew some paper, but don't give me no fabric because I'm like, oh Lord, this busted.
And
It makes
see,
me crazy.
I was that exact same way when I had my craft store. I would not sew anything because I thought this is stupid and boring. And we moved from Mississippi to New Orleans, and I went to work at a quilt shop in exchange for fabric. And I got enough, I can start me a quilt store.
I got
And I
8
love it.
totes. I got 8 totes of fabric because I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna make me a quilt." I'm as a matter of fact, I'm destashing them piles for $10. I just want them gone now because I know I'm
Yeah.
not going to do nothing with them. Let somebody do something that can really do something.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
dreams of these things, but I know we all do. It's like, ooh, like Arizona wanted to get into making journals, and she got all this stuff, but it's just not her thing. Her thing's jewelry. But
Yeah, I see. I wasn't a scrapbooker. I didn't scrapbook nothing for myself. A customer could come to me and they could pay me to do it, but I wouldn't do my own.
yeah, and another thing that I do is I do dot painting on rocks, man. You know,
I'm getting ready to start.
I've done owls on rocks. I paint them on there. So
Mhm.
that's me because I can't focus on one thing. I get bored
Right,
easy. So,
right.
you know, and that's how I end up just into everything and not one specific thing. Because if I was just one specific thing, I'd be bored with that too, you know?
Isn't that the truth? Oh my gosh.
It's
I'm
crazy. It's
surprised. How did I stay married for 36 years? One guy.
right. We're fixing to hit 25.
Yeah.
And
We were
and
very young. We were very young getting married.
he's my husband. He's a real good guy. So when my daughter left for the Air Force, I have a 4-bedroom home. So I already had my craft room.
Mhm.
And then when I started this, I call this my shipping and receiving department because this is where I get the show from. And I have a lot of stock in here. And then, of course, my baby girl's room has now become the overflow room because so I've got 3 like your husband. He gets 1. My husband gets 1, and that's his bedroom.
Yeah.
And the rest is my madness. You know,
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. We bought this house and he wanted to make sure I had a space. So most of the houses here in Savannah have a big family room upstairs. Well, he took it and made cabinets and all that kind of stuff for me.
That's
well,
cool.
we have 5 bedrooms. I have 2 guest bedrooms that are full of my stuff. My room, we have another room that has attic storage, and the stairs were in a funny place, so I wasn't climbing up them stairs. So I got stuff in that room. I got stuff in my dining room, my breakfast room, and in the living room.
I feel you, sister. I know we're all the same. I know.
Mhm.
Welcome back, Liz. Welcome back, dear. Yeah, I feel like we all have our own kind of crazy, and I'll tell you this now. It's my house really isn't that bad, but my husband will say to me sometimes, "Well, I think we need to watch an episode of Hoarders," so I'm feeling better
Oh
about
no.
what's going on here.
When we moved into this house, my husband works for the Corps of Engineers, so they move us. They send packers in and move us. Well, they didn't say a thing when they put the stuff on the truck, but when they brought it to this house, one of the movers came up next to me and said, "Have you ever heard of hoarders?" I said, "Man, have you ever heard of being fired?" You know? And so my youngest son is 30. He comes in and he says, "Mom, we need to have intervention. I think you're a hoarder." Your house is the same way, dude.
Right? It's the same way, just in a different thing. Look, I can still see the floor. There's space
That's
on
right.
the floor. You don't have little pathways, you know.
Bathrooms clean, bedrooms clean, kitchen's
That's
clean.
right. And actually, you guys, that's what I'm in the process of trying to get my daughter's room back in order because hopefully she gets to come home. She's trying to come home for Mother's Day. I haven't seen her.
Oh, hope so.
in a long time. And the other thing about that is, so you guys, she went in when she was 17 because she had graduated early,
Yeah.
and COVID hit. So they stopped all parents. Nobody could come to their graduation.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so the most important day of her life, now it's not just her, it was the whole crew,
Right.
crowd. But she went through that by herself. She didn't have us there. And that's a really special deal when you go through that. If
Right.
you guys don't know, because when they graduate, then they line up and they have to stay in that formation until someone comes, and they call it tapping you out, and that
Right.
releases you from that. And that's a really big deal. And we didn't get to experience that. Then when she went through her tech school, when she graduated from that, COVID was still there. You couldn't go. We didn't get to see none of that. So we really got ripped off, and she got
Yeah.
ripped off.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a real big thing. And y'all, I got to get the stuff out of her room. That's why I'm like, okay, we're just going to start put this stuff. Okay, $10, here you go. Because I'm not going to use it anyway,
I bought
It's like-
tubs. Dumped it
I
in
got-
tubs.
8 totes. Let me show you, for instance. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is all sorry. Do you see how big this bag is?
Send me an email.
$10.
Send me an email.
I'm serious. I have so much, you guys. It's just crazy. And I'm like, I've had it. Because what I used to do when everybody got crazy with the sorry, a lot of people would just buy like from Safia, because she had nice bundles, or
Yeah.
go to a market, whatever. Well, I was like, well, that's silly. I would just buy the entire sorry because it's like 6 feet,
Right.
buy
That's what
a
I
bunch
have.
of them, and I made my own bundles. I can do that.
Mhm.
So
Heck yeah.
I've sold it for so long, and then nobody wanted sorry no more, so it's just sitting there. I've done it's paid for itself.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not going to give it away, but $10, it's a hell of a deal the way I'm looking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you'll find that I do that a lot on my
Well,
channel.
send me an email.
Girl, no worries. But yeah, so let me ask you guys in the chat. I've kind of been watching, but it's hard to talk.
Barbara said, send me an email twice.
Do you guys in the chat have any comments, questions, suggestions, concerns as a buyer that maybe we can do something better as sellers?
For them. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something that you would like to see it done a different way, or anything, you guys? Let's put it in there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because I think too, and sometimes they have questions as to why you do what you do, but they don't understand, but they don't want to ask. And for instance, it's how I don't go down the line. And people were like, well, what's with that? And
Right.
so I explain that anytime a new person comes in, as to where I'm coming from. And it's not that I don't care. It's just my rule.
Right.
If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to buy it, or, I respect that, but you should respect that. That's why I want to do, but I'm trying to explain why I do it like that. And then you still don't,
I always try to gauge the buyers and to the item. And because I really believe, like you, first come, first serve, and I don't care who gets it, whatever. But if it's something that's rare and everybody wants it, I might do it then.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I go, and if I get first, I want all of them, or sometimes, not all the time. And, and then I feel so let down because I don't get what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Chris says, I was trying to help you out earlier with the box you opened. You wanted to buy the stuff, right? Peg says, just be real, like we were talking about. Skylar says, as a buyer, maybe tell us if you smoke or have animals.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
Zoe says, it's your sale. Joy says, I'm good. My only problem is I don't have enough money to buy all the stuff I want, and need a bigger craft room. Can I help
Ain't
with
that
that?
the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Um,
Yeah, I think I am very sensitive with smells. I have asthma. I have a dachshund, but that boy doesn't get anywhere but on the floor, you know. And I make sure that when their stuff goes in that package, that it's clean, it's straight, it's whatever. And it has to be because I got stuff sitting out on my back patio right now that's been there a year trying to get the cigarette smoke out of it. You know, and I know that woman smokes, but I still bought from her. And it's just like, they got to know.
so here's how I feel about that. I understand the buyer side of it.
Right.
If you have allergies or whatever, and some people are more sensitive to smoke than others.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what they're buying. Like, so if you're buying something, a hard item,
Right.
that's
different.
That's different, whether that person smokes or has animals, you know. However, I think it is the responsibility of the seller, which this happens to me a lot of times, and I don't like it. They'll reuse bags.
Yeah.
If I buy something from you, if you can't put it in a clean bag, I don't want something that's been to 3 other people's house.
Right.
Now, if you have allergic things for animals, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to address Skylar's thing.
Okay.
Now, it's kind of calling that seller out when you say, well, do you smoke or do you have animals? Because
yeah, I can
that's
see
their
that.
personal life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're kind of putting them on the spot. But I understand you being, because I'm going to tell you guys, I smoke. I am a smoker. And I have had people say to me, because some people are more sensitive than others. I've had people buy from me and said, I couldn't tell you were a smoker.
Right.
I've had people say to me, I can tell you're a smoker. I have
Right.
refunded money because I will make it right. I
Right.
don't care if I'm right or wrong. You're my customer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to make it right. And it's hard to please people sometimes. Now, for instance, some people, when their show, they have their cat walking around all over the stuff on the table while they're doing it, you know? So that's kind of your clue. Yeah, they got animals. And
Yep.
that's a touchy situation, honestly, Skylar.
Well,
because-
and also a non-smoker could be selling items that they bought from a smoker, but maybe they didn't sense it, didn't know it. And then
Right.
somebody that's really sensitive,
Right.
when whatever their source is, wherever they bought it from, and they're reselling it, how is anybody going to know?
Yeah.
Miss Joy says,
Only
I
the-
would rather have smoke than cat piss, right?
Oh,
that's-
you ain't never
that's
lied.
nasty.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or
So
cat litter.
what I think,
But she is the vintage hippie, so she is going to source from other sources that are vintage products that we don't
That's
know what
right.
they have in their house.
well, yeah, I do a lot of antique stores. I don't do a whole lot at thrift stores, but and especially because I do deal in 1800s ephemera, some of that stuff just has a smell. There's nothing I can do about that. It's that
Right.
it's that old basement under the
Mm-hmm.
rock for 20 years smell, you know. And so and I'm glad really that you asked that question, Skylar. Now, I have had someone come into the sale as the seller was selling and say, can I ask if they smoke? So then I asked the seller, and, she told her, sometimes, so if I have a new person that buys from me, and say fabrics or lace or something. But I have to say, I keep that stuff in totes. I keep it in bags, you know. Um, maybe I'll put a dryer sheet in there, but then some people
Right.
don't like the dryer sheet. As a matter of
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
my girl Zoe that's in the chat right now, I used to put dryer sheets in her stuff because I didn't know if she smoked or not. And she says, Dee, please, those make me sick. Don't do that no more. And she's got to put the stuff outside to air out to get away from the dryer smell.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I simple ask kindly without
Right.
getting the personal like, no, I get it, Skylar. And we need to figure out, because this is what I'm saying. So, okay, I've told you guys I'm a smoker. So now you're thinking, oh God, is there stuff going to smell like smoke? So that's going to deter you from buying anything. But it depends on what you're buying. So again, if you're buying, you know, a pen that I've done, that's not going to be able to absorb the smoke odor.
Yeah, no. And you know, like you said, a hard surface can be wiped off.
Exactly. So that's, I think, because I'm in the process of revamping all my rules by our new sale on the 11th. I'm going to redo a whole lot of stuff. And I'm thinking that the best way to be that might handle that without embarrassing anybody or asking the seller, to maybe I'll put in my stuff with the asterisks, okay, our sellers, once I will put, maybe I'll put in there, okay, D, I'm a smoker, so that you can go into the description box and
Right.
see without calling somebody out in the chat and making them feel some kind of
Kind
way.
of give yourself a little bio.
Yes. And then that way it's not, you know, it's in the chat and everybody gets all judgy, whatever. Now, see,
Yeah.
Miss Joyce says, she says, D's stuff does not smell like smoke. And she buys fabric from me. She buys hard stuff from me. So it just, I think that might be a good way, Skylar. What do you
Yeah.
think? If it was put in the description box, and this could be for all, so not just me. And this is
Right.
okay. Maybe we as sellers should put in there, okay, this, that, and the other. I also, you guys, and I don't, well, my girls know, I have 6 dogs. Every dog is a rescue dog. I live in the middle of Podunk, okay? And there's a sign in the woods that's only animals can read that say, hey, man, you need something to eat and go home. Go see these people. Because I cannot take an animal to the shelter. Actually, I have a soft spot in my heart for animals than I do most people.
Yeah.
I love animals. So I have 6, and they're not little dogs. They're big dogs, and they live in my house just like I do. I'm not going to have a dog outside in a dog house or tied to a tree, or they're my family.
Where do you live?
In North Carolina.
Okay. Well, we're, like I said, in Savannah.
Yeah.
And it gets hot there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I look in the wintertime in Arizona, tell you. So I have 3 cats that I rescued anyway. One has a little house. It's like a Christmas tree. And it's got the little padding, and I put a heating pad in there for her. Then I have a heat lamp because they all can't get along. Then I have the other 2. They have a heat lamp, and then I let one in because she's like a dog. She comes in and out like a dog. She won't go to the bathroom in the house, you know.
Right.
But I'm going to make sure that them babies are taken care of. But what I'm trying to say is, unless I've told you that I have 6 dogs, I don't think you would ever know it. And look,
Right.
the girls, they'll, you know, I don't let the dogs back here per se in this area of the house just for that reason. So then it would be okay if it's in the description, then it's on the buyer,
Right,
to find that out for yourself. But I don't think it's right to ask it in the chat.
I agree with you, because some people just do not have tact. to be able to ask it in a way that would not be offensive. So
Yep. Yep.
I
Um,
agree.
Okay, so Sweetheart says, I'm one of the sensitives to smoke. So if I get stuff from D, I open the box and then I leave the flaps open for a little while for it to air out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
See,
you know,
I buy a lot of things personally from Goodwill, and I'll bring them home. We leave them in the garage for about 2 weeks, kind of let them air out that way. And then I'll take whatever clothes I buy and I throw it in the washing machine and OxyClean it and all that kind of stuff. But it's got to sit in the garage for at least 2 weeks first.
I'm weird like that. I'm really weird like that because, so for instance, I found a dry cleaner that was going out of business and I went down there and I bought every button they had.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you guys, I've got buttons for the rest of my life. If anybody needs buttons, email me. I got colors, I got metals. You guys have no clue. But what I'm saying is, they had been there. Well, I don't bring anything in my house until I take it out of the bag that it came in and put it in my bag, and then it can come to the house. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's touched that bag, so I'll sit on my front porch and I'll have stuff everywhere, but it's going in a new bag before it comes in my house.
Yep.
So I'm real careful. I'm picky about that.
Yeah.
But that's where I get to. If I buy something from other people, I can see it's been repurposed, that same bag, quite a few times, and I don't care for that.
I just feel like I can afford a bag.
Well, I feel like that too, but
So
I also understand. I also understand the recycling because of the costs and stuff like that. But
maybe recycle it once,
right? Okay,
or I can send it out in the garage. Let my husband use it.
Peg says people can't expect everything they buy to never have been around a dog or cat or cigarette smoke. Exactly. Now, if I do get linens and stuff like that, yes, the first place they're going to go is into the washer, the dryer, and then I put them in a bag or a tote.
Yeah.
Chris says, who has time to sniff under rocks? Well, especially those items she gets from under the rocks. What are they talking about? I missed something.
Oh, no.
Hey, sweetheart.
You said something about under the rock. You said it.
I did. Oh,
yeah. You
well,
did.
Right. Hey,
I appreciate
sweetheart.
you letting me come in here and saying my piece.
Well,
I didn't know you guys, and so I'm not known enough yet.
Well,
I knew who you were.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Well, I think I met you in a chat probably in, I want to say 2018 or 2019. I can't remember.
Okay.
And I subscribed back then when I was first starting YouTube.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I actually have known you for a while, Barbara, and I am subscribed to you. And
well, thank you.
I have been
You're famous.
you were somewhere at one point, and I don't want to say no names, but
I understand.
That's how I know you from, or where I know you from. But yeah, I was still subscribed to you. But I do want to thank you for coming in. I know it's late and you guys are tired. But here's my thing. You don't know if you like something until you try it. That's just right. Stupid peachy things here, right? I was like, like a kid. Well, now I love them, but
I don't eat peaches, so I'm probably the only one in Georgia that doesn't.
Yeah, you in the wrong state not to like peaches, girl.
Hey, Dee, don't forget to email Barbara. She wanted you. She asked you twice.
Yeah. Email me. And
you don't know until you try, and that was the whole purpose.
Well, I'm glad.
Open the door, extend an olive branch, and
that's it. I think you're never going to know unless you do it.
You don't know until you try. If you don't try, you're going to stay stuck in reverse or neutral.
Look, I felt like I have had 56 years of crap I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm trying to enjoy the rest, you know.
But yet you want to email me because you want some sorry. I'm kidding with you
No,
because
I know.
we're all like that. Look, I'm trying to get rid of this stuff, but you can guarantee that I'll replace it with something else.
I know. I know the feeling.
It's just the way. No, Skylar, they're just plain old peach rings with chili and lime.
But I love gummies. Oh my goodness.
Now I like these watermelon ones too.
Oh,
And
I like the watermelon ones.
I'm diabetic. I shouldn't be eating this stuff.
Yeah, you could be like my dad. He took a pill for that, so he can eat the sugar.
I take shots. I have, yeah. But
I'm gonna go. My Belsomra is kicking in.
all right, my dear.
Enjoyed
you for
meeting and talking, and
Me
have to do it
too.
again.
Have a good night, Barbara.
Thank you, girls.
Have a
Bye.
good night, dear. Thank you
Bye,
for coming.
everybody in chat.
She's doing good. She's doing really good, sweetheart. Actually, she just got back from Germany. They sent her to Germany for some drone. She got certified in the drones. And so let me tell you this too. She bought herself a brand new 2022 Dodge Charger. If you guys don't know, the kids ate up with the Dodge Charger. That was her dream car from the time she started looking at cars. When we did buy her one when she was 16, because she deserved it. And we discouraged her from taking it overseas because it was getting older, and Dad wasn't going to be around to fix it, and blah blah blah. So she bought her own, all right by herself, and only had 9 miles on it. So she's putting that car to good use. She's been to Belgium. She's been to Amsterdam. She's been to Germany. She just got back from London, but she did fly there. And she is awesome. She has just got, she started her degree in criminology. She just got all the math stuff under her belt, passed with a 97. Now she's got to move on to the next part of, I don't know, English, whatever. She's just amazing, and I couldn't be more proud of her for such a young girl in this day and age. Yeah, she's doing really good, and she just got, I think, her 8th certificate with her little medal. And this is what she does. Sarah don't tell y'all nothing. Look, she texts me with a picture of her little medal and her little certificate, you know, that will go on her thingy. She's like, "Look, Mom, look what just came." I was like, "Bug, awesome!" She's like, "Well, it's my 8th one." I'm like, "Well, why didn't I know about the other 7?" I mean, the kid is just excelling, but she's not. She's like, she wants to work for the CIA or the FBI, which, you know, right now, let's hope it gets better. But she'll be perfect because that kid will tell you nothing. If I want to know something, I have to ask a specific question, and I have to drag it out of her. She's not one of them kids who's just going to come by and be like, "Hey, Mom, this is what I did today." Blah, 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 blah. No, that's not Sarah. And it's funny to me because, like I said, here the kids got all of those medals and certificates, and she was just now telling me about that one. I'm like, you know, so yeah, she's doing really good. I couldn't be more proud of her, and that's why I brag about her all the time. Because she went in when she was 17, but I always told her, put in the work now, kid. You'll reap the benefits later, because she'll be able to retire. She's going to do her 20 years. She went in with that mindset. She's going to be able to retire at 38. And my nephew went in when he was 20, and he just retired last month in April at 40 years old. He's got his GI Bill still. There's so much more that it's just it's a great thing. And she's awesome. She's awesome. I just love her, and I miss her, and I hope she comes home. But you know what, you guys, I'm gonna cliff about this because she's she's working on getting be able to come home, and she's got plenty of leave to come because she didn't get to come home when she left Korea. Usually when you leave your first base, they will give you a ticket to go home to see your family before you go to your next base when you're overseas like that. But Sarah went straight from point A to point B instead of coming home because she knew there they don't have no barracks. So it's not like she went to the base and, okay, here's your barracks, you're good to go, you got your canteen, the grocery store, blah, 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 because it's a nuclear base. There's no facilities like that on there. So she actually lives off of base, has her own apartment. She has to go, so she wanted to go so she could get all that lined up before she had to report for duty. So anyway, but I'm going to talk to her, and I do want to see her. But we also had the thought, while she's over there, and because they owe her half of the ticket, which is like $1,000, we're going to let her know. I don't want her to feel obligated to come home and see mom and dad. Take that money and continue to explore Europe while you're there. Because they'll only let her stay overseas for so long. And as a matter of fact, her contract, she has to re-up her contract when she gets ready to leave the Netherlands, because she signed for 6 years instead of 4 years. Even though she's going to do 20, they call it renewing your contract, whatever. And as much as I'd love to see her, I also would love to see her stay there, take that money and go and see and do while she's there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but thank you for asking about her. She is a awesome kid. I couldn't be
Proud
more.
mama. Proud mama.
I am. And look, y'all, I'm all about the red, white, and blue. I got purses that look like flags. You ought to see the outside. I've got the Air Force flag. I got the real flag. I got about 3 of them on the property. I've got a hot air balloon. I just got it, y'all, and it's all red, white, and blue. And yeah, I am definitely a patriotic person. And then when your child enters the military like she did, you become even more prideful, or what. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, she's So is it still the most a single person can stay overseas is 3 years? No, because she is going on her 3rd year, because she did a year in the States while she was going through boot camp and stuff, and where she went to tech school here in the States, and then she went to Korea. She did 2 years in Korea, and she's on her 3rd year right now in the Netherlands. But that could be because she signed a 6-year contract, sweetheart. So it's not like in the middle of her contract they can be like, oh, you got to go home, But I know that they can only stay overseas for so long. And once they get back, it's hard for them to get back overseas. So that's why I want to tell her, do and go while you can, while you're there. Let me see what they're saying. Skylar said, thank you. All my family went into the military. I was in the Marines and husband in the Navy. Well, cool, Skylar. My husband was in the Navy too. And Sarah's the Air Force. My parents were worried because I was young but understood. Girl, I was so worried. The day that we had to go for her to get sworn in, I was a hot mess, y'all, and I so tried to keep it together for her sake, But when she went to raising that hand, I was like, oh, it's on, it's real, it's happening. I'm losing my kid, And basic boot camp is it's a nightmare. Look, when they got off that bus, once they hit there, they let you call your parents, but they give you a script to read, and you better not read anything else other than what is on that piece of paper. And at the end of that conversation, they don't even let them tell you, I love you, Mom. That was the hardest phone call I ever had in my life, because I'm telling her,
What?
yes, ma'am. I said, I said, Boog, I call her Boog. Boog, I love you. And she just had to hang up the phone. That is
Aw.
part of getting them out of the mindset of mommy and daddy. It starts right then when they walk off that bus with that phone call. And Sarah said, Mom, it broke my heart not to be able to tell you I love you back. But that's how they start that control to get them kids. Okay, you ain't home no more. Life's fixing to get real. And then you might, the letter, it is a rough deal, guys. It is rough. Your mom cried and would not let you go. Girl, I feel you. I feel you. Nope, you have to be strong once you're sworn in. That's right, Skylar. And it starts that day, that moment. And it's a completely different ball game. And it's rough. It is rough. I thought I was going to lose it. But in the process, I do try to see the good in things like that. One good thing came out is I learned about informed delivery. Didn't know it even existed, but the military mothers, they've got like a support thing on Facebook and stuff, and they help guide mamas when they don't know what's going on. And I learned about informed delivery because I wanted to know when I was getting a letter. I was checking that sucker every morning. Is my baby giving me a letter? But now it comes in handy for tracking my packages. And when people tell me, "Oh, your package is in the mail," I no, it ain't. So it come in handy for other things. You call your granddaughter Boog, really? That's what I call Sarah, Boog. She's my little Boog. And it wasn't like Boog for booger. It was Boog for boogie, because that kid was always on the move when she was a baby. Always. They say we are your mama and dad. Ain't that the truth? They are your mama and daddy. They own you lock, stock, and barrel, boy. Oh, girl, I was a hot mess until I got that first letter. I told Cliff, you think I'm kidding? I told Cliff, I'm going to Lackland, Texas, and I'm going to see my baby. I don't care if I got to climb that damn fence. If they shoot me, I got to that point. I was like, I've got to see my youngin', because there was no communication. They won't let them even begin to start writing you what, Skylar, for like 4th or 5th week. See, and you hear nothing. It's rough, y'all. But she has, when she left here, and if y'all get sick of hearing about this, just, tell me, shut up. But look, she was the typical teenager. Now she started working when she was 16. And when she did that, I quit. She bought her own clothes, her own makeup, her own personal shampoo, all that kind of stuff. She never asked me, I need this, Mom. I need that, Mom. So she was had a good work ethic before she even went in. And she grew up real quick. She learned a whole lot coming from, I call y'all where I live Podunk, because I'm in the middle of nowhere. My town consists of 500 people. I don't even have a stoplight here. Okay. So she went from Podunk, North Carolina, Lackland, Texas, South Korea, and in the process, when she, because she signed up to be a police officer, I got lucky in a way. So here's the good in not being able to go. Like I say, I try to see that the glass is half full. So because we couldn't attend her graduation and be there for the most important day of her life, she asked leadership, because I asked her, I said, I want some pictures. I need something. Give me something, kid. So she asked her leadership if she could video some things. And she did. And I was able to see them. And I don't need to talk about that no more. I just got in trouble. I shouldn't be talking about that stuff. But anyway, so it did turn out that even though I couldn't be there, I got to see some awesome things. And they read your letters too in the Marines before you send them home. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I say too much about because I'm bragging and I don't realize what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not supposed to be talking about that stuff, but it was cool. I did get to see some things that most people wouldn't have saw. So anyway, enough of that. I love her, as you can tell.
Yes.
So yeah, I know. That's my husband. You guys didn't see it, but my husband just come in here and tapped the door and said, I was like,
Shut up, dude.
sure. Anyway, so does anybody else out there have anything they want to talk about or suggestions or anything? Arizona, you got anything you want to say that we ain't touched on? Or
I don't know. We touched on a lot.
I know it was so productive. I'm so
Well,
glad.
if I missed anybody in the beginning of the chat, I wasn't following chat. I was just up here listening and letting people speak because
It's just good to, like I said, let's just hit the restart button. We can all be one big happy community, But it's just about communication, because if you don't communicate, then things get said, blah, blah, blah. It turns around, turns into a bunch of crap that ain't even necessary. But if somebody don't open the door, we ain't never going to get a start. So I opened it, and I think
yeah.
it went well.
To answer Skylar's question, it's always been positive over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the issues were not in our chats.
Mm-mm. And we're drama free over here, y'all. I don't want no drama. I don't want to hear all the. We're here to have fun, have a sale, make friends. That's it. That's it.
That's what it should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so this group going to be a positive group, no negative, no. Mm-mm. No negative. We've never been negative around here.
Yeah, that's what I just answered.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to you. And Skylar said, so at the end of this day, just be kind.
Yep.
Not that hard, right? Really. It's pretty simple. And don't be judgy. Especially if you don't know what you're judging about.
Sweetheart.
I know I'm eating these peach gummy things. They're kind of
They're
like
not worms.
Hmm?
They're not worms, is what I said.
Yeah. These gummies, though, you guys know how like some gummies are hard. I don't like.
I don't like the hard ones.
I can't. I'm like, these are softer. Just because I'm old, Matisse old, and they're like, hey, need a break, Oh, not saying that you weren't just in the beginning, Dee said about calling people out. I thought I understood. No.
No, when I said at the beginning of the chat, I wasn't probably addressing people, saying hello, whatever, because I couldn't see them. I didn't have my chat open. So I was just sitting back and letting Dee speak and letting Liz speak and letting Barbara speak.
It really is just all the way around easier to be nice than it is anything else. Because you got, and this goes, I'm going to say that and then we're going to hit the button. It goes not even in the sales. When you're out at the store, in the grocery store, just smile. Say hey to somebody. You might make their day just by doing that. You don't know what that person's going through. You don't know if that person's having a good day. But that's all a person might need is for someone to just say, hey, how are you?
Right.
And that could make the difference for someone in a big way. So just be nice. It's free. It's free, y'all. One of the things in life that are still free. Be nice. Communication is key. It absolutely is. And I've always had that in my rules. And I have in there too, that if you come in and you have a problem with someone in my chat, let me know. I'll address it. You don't need to address them. Don't start a bunch of nonsense, And the other thing,
that doesn't mean let you know in the chat. It just means let you know, like email her or something. Don't start it in the chat.
Yeah, no, don't do that. But this is the other thing that I've never understood. So, okay. It's not like you're sitting so if you're in a chat or a sale and there's your haters in there or whatever, I've never understood why you can't stay in there, because it's not like you're sitting in the living room together, right? You're still in your own space. Why let those people upset you? They're not like sitting next door saying, pass the popcorn. I can't stand you, but give me some popcorn. And you guys, am I explaining that right? I don't know.
I think so.
It's crazy to me. Even if you don't and you want to come, you can come. If you don't like people in there, you don't have to communicate. You ain't sitting together. Is what I'm trying to say, if I'm saying that right.
Right.
You can't do watermelon. Ooh, watermelon is one of my favorites. And those peach ones. And wild berry Skittles. And girl, my sugar, we don't want to go there, sweetheart. But I'm still kicking, so it's all good. D don't follow sometimes what I should, but all I can do is try each day, get another shot at it. The good Lord willing, But I do need to do better, sweetheart, and I know I do. I will. People are very childish. Very childish. If you got issues, simply comfort that person behind the scenes, period, without calling them out. Exactly. Some people are children. Sweetheart said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was hoping to hear something good." I
Sorry.
I hate to disappoint you, but and I am due to go back probably by next month, so she can do they have to check on my my kidneys and all that stuff, because it ain't good. So yeah, but I'm gonna do better, sweetheart. I'm gonna do better. Do you only live once? So eat what you want. Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
I'm assuming that the sweetheart is choking, right?
It's like the candy police. Yeah, no. Anyway. Well, ladies. Thanks, God. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can still eat some. You just can't be like, I can't sit here and eat the whole bag. You can do the best you can do. And I'm not going to stress myself out about, oh my God, my number's not perfect today. Nope. I'll do what I'm supposed to do. And that's it. So anyway, you only live once. That's what I'm talking about. There's very few pleasures left in the world when you get my age. So.
She just ate the whole bag.
Oh, Lord. You guys, I have to tell you, I got so much candy in this house, you wouldn't know a diabetic lived in here. But I do other things. And anyway. All you new ladies that came to visit us tonight, thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Um, hopefully, we'll see you again. We'll see if we can't get together. Maybe we can do think about putting on a show. Not as big as the market, but and just have some fun and see what happens. Your A1C has only been that's big, sweetheart. I think mine's probably still up at 12, but we can hope for the best. We like
Thank you for coming over, Liz.
Yes. Oh, here's the other thing, you guys. If you saw, I wasn't doing like a whole lot of emojis because when I'm on my computer, they're stupid and I can't find them. But if I'm on my tablet, I put a lot of emojis anyway. So, because I didn't want anybody to think, oh, well, I didn't get a heart and she got a heart, because people think that way sometimes. Just depends on what device. Anyway. Thank you for coming, Liz. I really, really.
Well, we do, Skylar, we do occasionally do what we call BYOC, which is bring your own craft, and we do craft together. Some of them are on my channel, some of them are on Dee's channel, and we it's only been like a month or so, right, since we did that. We used to do it every other week, but
Good
kind
night, Liz. Rest well.
of haven't been doing it as often.
No, we've had.
Yeah, come over for BYOC. You bring your own craft and craft along with us.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes when we're crafting, I'll be working on something that's going to be in the sale, because I do have a lot of handmade things. So come on in if you ever see us. You got that?
Yeah. So if you see B, capital B, capital Y, capital O, capital C, hashtag BYOC, that's a crafting night. We just chit chat and craft.
Well, guys, I think it's time to hit the button.
Yeah, you're looking a little tired.
I am.
Your eyes are closing.
Anyway, thank you all for coming. If there's something that you want to just tell me and didn't want to put it in the chat, just email me. And we'll try to address anything and help anyone in the process. So, good to see all you ladies that you have never been here. I hope you come back for our sale. If you don't want to buy nothing, just come in and say, hey, we're good. We're open. We'll be all right.
Yep.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great Sunday. Good luck at y'all's market tomorrow. I don't know if I'll make it, but I will try.
Oh, I planned on stopping in tomorrow, so.
Okay. All right, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hope to see you again. We appreciate you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do, 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 do.